Hello everybody and welcome along to a Monday debrief. I'm still continuing on for now of kind of making this half about real life F1, half about making this about creator series. So welcome along, hope you're all good.
Craig_Alderson44 just subscribed on Twitch.
Thanks so much Craig for the Twitch Prime sub, or sorry Twitch tier 1 sub, 39 months subscribed. Before that we had another Craig actually, that was Craig Alderson. We got Craig Lee before that dropping another tier 1, 38 months subscribed. That's quite incredible, both called Craig, both dropping tier 1 on the same day, both just 1 month apart on subs. You'll love to see it. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much guys, appreciate you. Yeah, so we're gonna start with real life F1, then we're gonna move on to creator series. Now I'm still not fully decided how to move forward with this. My idea right now is to make a kind of, you remember Will and Lee used to do This Week on the Internet, basically doing like a This Week in F1, which is basically what the Monday debrief always was, but I kind of just let that fizzle out a little bit. I feel like I quite want to bring it back to some extent. So I'm not decided if it'll always be live, might just be a video or whatever. But anyway, today it's going to be a stream. Welcome in, guys. Hope you're good. So we're going to talk about yesterday's Barcelona Grand Prix as well as Creator Series. Rob Hill dropping a prime. Thank you, Rob.
On Twitch.
And Ryan83
actually had a good CS race for once. Look forward to Clipbook.
I actually don't know if I've got any clips from you, Ryan, to be honest. I don't know if I've got any. So I might have to rectify that. But yeah, thank you, Ryan, for the tier 1, 2 months subscribed. We have Rob here as well for that with the prime. 36 months subscribed, 3 years subscribed. Thank you very much. Appreciate you both. Right, let's crack on, guys. So, first up, I want to talk about Lewis Hamilton's win. Now, obviously, it was absolutely legendary. That's clear for anyone to see. I think even Hamilton's, I feel like, getting to that level now that even if you're not a Hamilton fan, you're a Hamilton fan. And I know that's a big statement to make because I know he's a bit divisive in some ways, but just like, is it not really cool to see someone with that much success, still enjoying it, still having success, going to Ferrari, winning for them as well? Like, no one wants to see him dominate again. No one wants to see anyone dominate, but that was a pretty special win. When I was literally tearing up, it was absolutely incredible. See, when he's 106th race, he was the oldest winner since Jack Brabham in 1970. It's over 45 years ago. He's the 7th oldest winner of all time. And if you exclude the 1950s, he's the 2nd oldest winner of all time. Because obviously there's a lot of older drivers in the 1950s. There's also now a new record of, extended record of 19 years between a first and a last win during a career. Second place, incidentally, is Kimi Räikkönen, 15 years. So he's 4 years ahead of that now, which is absolutely mental. Quite incredible as well. Schumacher's first Ferrari win was almost exactly 30 years ago at the exact same track. So there's a bit of poetry to that. It's also the first all-British podium since 1968. So loads of awesome stats have been broken there. And I guess the real question is Hamilton back? Like, in his 40s, is Hamilton back? I mean, clearly the ground effect era didn't suit him. Is this a temporary form thing? We all said that after China. Like, look, it's just China. He's good at China and Montreal. But at the moment, Leclerc can't really hold a torch to him. Leclerc's making lots of mistakes, pushing, overdriving, trying to match him and not able to. That big mistake in quali held Leclerc back a lot. But even race pace, Hamilton was just clear. And is it time to start talking about an 8th world title? It would be incredible, especially this year when everyone was like, oh yeah, Mercedes are definitely going to win. I think it's all going to come down to engine upgrades, which we'll cover a little bit later on. But if Ferrari can have more engine upgrades than Mercedes and make them more effective and end up with just the same power as Mercedes, I think would be enough for them to fight for it. They don't need more power. Whereas right now, they've got the best car in the corners, Ferrari, but they just haven't got enough horsepower out the combustion engine. It's as simple as that. That's all they're missing now. So we will see. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a few graphs on the Ferrari strategy, because I know there's going to be a lot of talk about that and whether he was lucky with the VSC, etc., etc. I'm sure you guys have all got your own thoughts on it and stuff, but it's nothing massively surprising here. But this is, yep, there you go. Oh, the timer. Hold on. No, thank you. This is the gaps between Hamilton and Russell, right? So you can see when they're on similar tyres, Hamilton was actually on softs. He was kind of just edging away a little bit, and then pit, and then Russell pit. And then they were on the same tyre, hard tyres, and then Hamilton's still just very slightly edging away. The race pace was very slightly worse, but with how high the tyre wear was at Barcelona, we'll get to that as well, that could just be having that one lap worse tyres. And then again, pits, where Russell doesn't copy him, he goes to mediums, and then just starts, I mean, just look at the angle of that graph. It's an absolute joke. Another couple of laps, he was going to catch him regardless. So then they were forced to pit when they did, because otherwise Hamilton's going to catch them, and then they're really in trouble. Because he's already got the pit stop back, then pits, and then you see Russell starts gaining on Hamilton before the VSC, but not by that much. I mean, the angle difference between that line and that line is just not the same. Then, of course, he does get the VSC, which is fortunate. That allows him to pit and rejoin still in the race lead. If he didn't get the VSC, he would have pit and rejoined here somewhere. But again, look at the angle of this. He ended up 20 seconds clear at the end. To me, it's pretty clear he'd have overtaken him. And okay, yeah, historically, Barcelona's hard to overtake. We were seeing, with fresher tyres, we were seeing people fly around the outside of turn 3, no problem. Like, I think Ferrari would have waited a little bit longer, and he would have had a 2-second lap advantage. In fact, I'll tell you exactly how much advantage he had. This was before Russell pit. No, sorry, that's at the end. Here we go. This is before Russell pit. You might a little bit. There you go. That'll do. This is before Russell pit. So he was just miles quicker. 2.5 seconds, 2.7, 2.6, 2, 2.3, and 1.7 is in the bottom right here. So just like ridiculous amounts quicker because of the massive tyre offset. And then after the VSC, after everybody had pitted, this is how much faster he was. He had 5 lap fresher tyres, sure. But again, 3 tenths, 7 tenths, 6 tenths, 3 tenths, 7 tenths. Bottom right is 9 tenths. So just a massive amount. I don't think there's any way that Hamilton wasn't winning this race, because ultimately Ferrari cooked on strategy. And in particular, how they cooked on strategy is they forced Mercedes to play into their gig trap. Let's have a look here. So this is the first stint, right? So Hamilton on softs was always going to pit before. But they were really smart when they pitted, because they pit here when the gap was about 3 seconds or so, which is pretty much undercut range. So Mercedes had to decide immediately, do I copy him, as they did, and retain the lead, or do I go a little bit longer and let Hamilton go in front? I'm gonna copy him. So although Hamilton started on soft tyres, they forced Mercedes to get rid of their medium tyres before they ideally wanted to, and pit earlier than they wanted to, especially as they were aiming for a 2-stop, right? So they've already forced Mercedes to pit earlier. Then they did similar across this stint, and again the same thing happens. Look, it's a little bit closer this time, but it gets to a certain point, and Ferrari go, we're in undercut range now. And if you look, that is slightly closer than they were back here. So they were just slightly close to being in undercut range. So they really were in undercut range this time. Hamilton also goes to mediums instead of hards. They fire up quicker and they're a faster race tyre. So boom, you can see the gains immediately. So then Mercedes know, if I copy him, there's a very real chance this time he comes out in the lead. And we've just done the same strategy as him and we've thrown away the lead. And with the same tyres, maybe they wouldn't be able to get through. I think Mercedes went, we don't think we're the car in the lead. Let's just go for the 2-stop then. But again, Ferrari have already played into their trap by making them stop earlier than they wanted to for the 2-stop. So they've gone for the 2-stop, but it was a bit late then. And then, of course, that allowed Hamilton to catch by an absolute insane amount. And then, obviously, we know what happened after that, the VSC and stuff. But without the VSC, they'd already forced Mercedes into a suboptimal strategy. So really, genuinely, they get a lot of hate for their strategies, Ferrari. We should big up their strategy in this race. That is what won Hamilton the race. Their race pace, as you can see here, was very slightly worse than Mercedes. It was very similar, but it wasn't faster on raw race pace. It was the strategy that won in that race. And obviously, it was great driving from Hamilton. I don't want to take anything away from him, because it was fantastic driving from Hamilton as well, obviously. At 42 years of age, and only the second year for that Ferrari team, when his teammates nowhere, to be matching that all-dominant Mercedes car, even with the upgraded Ferrari, is very impressive. I think that's it on Lewis. Check. Yeah. We'll move on to the general tyres and strategy in a second. Let me catch up on chat. Ferrari cooked their strategy for once, exactly. Making Charles look back, he is. He really is at the moment. Leclerc re-signed with Ferrari ever since he's been off form. I just think that's coincidence. 8 upgrades for Ferrari helped this week a lot. Yeah, for sure. Ferrari did have a good upgrade package, but they've always been pretty much the best in the corners. I'm not seeing their upgrade package make them take a big leap in the corners. It's just power, literally combustion engine power. Give them a bit of combustion power, and they're there. They're right there. The Ferrari delusion is wild. Delay notification. What, from where? Discord or Twitch? Hey, Mahail, welcome in. The Merc should never follow him on the initial pit stop. Yeah, or do what Ferrari did and drive the strategy. Make sure you go for the undercut. But it was just really smart. To be fair, if we go back to this graph, if you look, obviously in an ideal world, you want the pit stops more or less evenly spaced out, right? So you want to pit roughly half of the race. But if you look, he pits, halfway, it's probably about here. So he pit maybe a little bit less, maybe about here. So he pits like a good 3 or 4 laps before the halfway point, maybe a bit more than that, about 5 laps before the halfway point. So that's what caught Mercedes off guard. That's an early than we expect them to pit. So they just forced Mercedes. It was just really clever, really clever. Yes, we are doing the quick series clip book after the real life review. Yeah, hey GB, I'm in the waiting room for Downforce debrief. Been a while, GB. Been a while. How long you been in there for? A few months. Hamilton 9th inbound. What, 9th world title or 9th place? Seems a bit early to say Ferrari just need power when they just lost to Merc at Monaco. Yeah, it's a fair point. It is a fair point.
Mitch_1029 just subscribed on Twitch.
But I gotta say, Leclerc is their Monaco expert, and Hamilton still did do well at that race. But yeah, Merc were a long way clear. But I don't know, Monaco's also such a unique race. I don't know. Mitch, thank you for the Prime sub, 28 months subscribe. Appreciate you, my friend. Merc tyres melting is probably more to blame. Yeah, it could well be tyre management. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on, shall we, guys? Let's keep it moving today. So I want to talk about the just general tyres, because we saw 2 stops and 3 stop races, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Pirelli have been given a mandate to, like, you know, have wearing tyres, as they always have done for many, many years. But we've seen 1 stops most races for the last few years. But for some reason in Barcelona, they brought tyres that were super soft and they won. And I loved it. I want to see that every single race. It was a genuinely really interesting strategic race. 2 stops everywhere, with the 3 stop being better. I would like maybe some slightly more durable tyres, purely because I'd like to see the 1 stop being possible. I don't think it was really possible at Barcelona, to be completely honest. I like to see the 1 stop, if you're a real good tyre whisperer, just about possible. 2 stop is default. 3 stop also works. That's what I'd like to see in ideal world. And that's pretty much what we got. And it was so much better for it. So much better for it. Like 2 seconds a lap with an undercut. Like, really genuinely interesting strategy. So hopefully we see more of that in the future. But I guess time will tell. I don't think Pirelli have necessarily changed their tactic. I think it was a bit of a one-off by the fact that we had more wearing tyres. But I guess we'll see, because it just really livens up the racing for me. What do you guys think about the high tyre wear? I find it strange saying Ferrari's underpowered. Yeah, it does feel like a weird thing to say, doesn't it? The race was a bit stale, in my opinion. You really think, GB? But would have been great if the VSC didn't happen. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do agree, because that would have forced Hamilton to fight through. I think he would have done, but he would have had to make 3 overtakes, depending on when Kimi Antonelli were retired. We'll get to him in a second. But yeah, I completely agree. It would have been better without the VSC. But just, you know, you can't control these things in racing sometimes. We still had a good racing with that. We still had a great Mercedes battle. But GB agrees on the tyres. Counterpoint of the high tyre is nobody ever battled anyone. I think we mean by that is some overtakes were a bit easy. Like we did see, I think it was Lewis Hamilton just go straight round the outside of Oscar Piastri. Was it Charles Leclerc? Wherever it was, which went straight round the outside of a McLaren. But like, that's a spicy move. And we also saw Hadjar going past, I think it might have been Lawson, just before the double right-hander at the end of the lap. Like, again, you never see moves there. Like, yeah, okay, they were a bit easier, but I'd rather that than people would just be stuck. Compared to the average Barcelona race, it's pretty good. I think battery helped, to be fair. Battery did help with that. Reminds me of early Pirelli, yeah, true. Oh, but look, we didn't really have any issues. Not really punctures or anything, did we? Would have been fun to see Lewis flying, trying to overtake George with his dodgy defending. Hadjar was batting for fun, for God's sake. Yeah, he pretty much was. Only terrible start, but a good recovery from Hadjar. This race felt like a pure F1 race. Loved how the tyres were actually a factor for once. Yeah, I think I agree with that, Ewan. I think I agree with that. And you got to bear in mind, you know, we saw from Creator Series, ERS is critical at Barcelona. It's not an easy ERS track, and yet because full power super clipping is now allowed, as it has been since Miami, they weren't lifting, so they're all still pushing. And I don't know whether the negative Nancy's have genuinely stopped watching after claiming they were going to stop watching for a very long time, or whether everyone's kind of gotten used to it a little bit now, because we're not really seeing the battery be a massive issue anymore. We're not seeing that yo-yo racing. We're seeing the proper tactics come to fore, I think, and some proper battling, some proper interesting racing. When Lewis takes control of the strategy, flies in the race. Yeah, interesting. Wonder if that was more what it was. Gone are the Enzo days where aeros for people who can't build engines. You're true. Ferrari done the opposite this season, haven't they? Hey, Ben. We don't care, show Ben Daly's terrorism. We'll get to that, don't you worry. Hulkenberg, yes, we're going to get to Hulkenberg in a second. Yeah, Piastri did have a dreadful race. That's fair. Yeah, let's move on. Keep it moving today. To Kimi Antonelli's penalty. So after Antonelli retired. Super unfortunate, but also fair, because Mercedes have clearly got some electrical reliability issues with their cars. They've seen it on the McLarens. We've also seen it on the Mercedes. One for each car now, so that's now fair. Let's hope they resolve it, and then we can go the rest of the season without any reliability problems potentially affecting one driver more than the other. So although it's unfortunate for Kimi, especially just got up to P2 and he's beat his teammate again at a track that Russell looked nailed on to beat him. It was unbelievable performance for Antonelli. But yes, he got a penalty. Now, this is for track limits. We heard during the race that he was had a warning for track limits and that one more would have given a penalty. And we saw him go very close to the exit track limits a lot at turn 10. But he was penalised. And this was for going over track limits, I think it's 4 times, isn't it? It's 3 with a warning and then 4. But it turns out, do you remember that team radio from McLaren where they say, we're pretty confident Antonelli is going to get a penalty? And then he didn't get one for ages. It turns out that Antonelli did 4 track limits illegals, track limits, what's the word? Track limits, like, not objections, track limits, help chat, violations, thank you chat. Track limits violations. Turns out he already did 4 track limits violations before we ever heard about any of this. Now, what normally happens is they do 3, they then get a black and white flag, which is a warning flag, that tells them, do that again, you're getting a penalty. Now, they didn't get the black and white flag after the 3rd warning. And I believe they got it after the 4th warning. Now, this is an interesting one because this is why it took them so long to figure this out. Because what the stewards ended up figuring out was, although we should give you a black and white flag, and we appreciate that it wasn't, that actually doesn't matter. That's just a courtesy. 4 and you're out stands, whether it's... the rule isn't... black flag plus 1 equals penalty. The rule is black and white flag plus 1 equals penalty. The rule is 4 and a penalty. That's it. The black and white flag is just a courtesy. So, yeah, anyway, in the end, he gets a 5-second penalty. It's not carried over with the grid penalty. Apparently, there's some precedent that they don't carry over 5-second penalties. They normally carry over 10s and above, but 5s they don't tend to carry over. I mean, I think we can all agree with that. It was track limits at Barcelona that he ended up retiring from. There's clearly nothing gained from that. And realistically, that 5-second penalty probably would have hurt him. I doubt he could have pulled 5 seconds over his teammate in those last 4 or 5 laps he had at the end. Before his retirement. So it would have hurt him, but in the end, nothing gained, nothing lost, basically. So I think it's fair that it's not carried over, but if that makes sense. Cody's you listing, yeah, it's 3 in EA, isn't it? McLaren spotted on 1 on lap 16 before any of the F1's FIA saw. Oh, that's interesting. So it was an earlier one. Because obviously, the reason it's 4 and a penalty rather than black and white flag, then 1, then a penalty, is because in theory, if I'm on 2 warnings, I could then do 2 in quick succession, and then obviously I need a penalty for that, right? They're not going to go, oh, we didn't have a chance to show you the black and white flags, you got away with it, what you like. Like, that's not how it works. So, yeah. Most pointless penalty at the end. Yeah, but it's one of those things. It's a regulation thing. He did that, he gets the penalty, it goes on his record, but it actually does nothing in the end. And by the way, I think part of it is because he was technically classified. Technically, he did enough of the race to be X number of laps down rather than DNF'd. But I don't think that matters for the penalty carryover, but I could be wrong about that. I don't think I am, actually. I don't think I am. I think if you're classified, if your result says X number of laps down rather than DNF, I think the penalty technically gets added to your time, even if you did technically DNF. So, yeah, a bit of a weird one. Anyway, let's move on. So, yes, the Hulkenberg. So, Nick Hulkenberg retired in his Audi. Very weird one. So, basically, Liam Lawson in front of him kicked up some gravel on the exit. I think it was turn 12. Actually did quite a bit of damage to the car. In fact, I've got some pictures here for you because it was, considering it's gravel and it's not supposed to do this, there was actually quite a lot of damage. Just give me a sec here. So, this is the damage it caused. That's gravel. And bear in mind, turn 12 isn't slow, but it's not the end of a straight. They're probably doing, I'm guessing here, they're probably doing 180 kilometers an hour through there. Something like that. Maybe 200 at a push. So, like, and it's probably not even that. So, that's damage. That's proper damage. So, a bit mad. But what it actually did was it hit this kill switch. This red kill switch here, this sort of pull handle. which I haven't actually investigated it fully, but basically it's an ERS kill switch. It sits just there, just behind the driver's head. And I guess the idea is you can pull that and that just completely kills the car, because that's exactly what happened. The gravel hit this hard enough, you can see it's all chipped. The gravel hit this hard enough that it pulled it and killed the engine. So he just had to trundle into the pits. Luckily he was near the pits and he had enough momentum, so he just trundled in. But very, very strong. I've never heard of this before personally. But to me, this means it needs a redesign. I mean, it should be in a place that's easily reachable by marshals and engineers, but obviously not in a place that it can be hit. And although that's the first time it ever happened, F1 is very good at learning these things and making sure it doesn't happen again, because there's that's not very good. Oh, what a freak accident. If it happens again, you look like idiots. So I think it needs redesigning a little bit in some way. I don't know in what way, but yeah, it would be cool to see it redesigned. A very strange one, isn't it? Have you ever heard of that before? Oh, did Amos do one on it? Okay, should we go watch that right now? Got him. Watch that right now. Hold on. Yeah, so I actually haven't seen it from Matt Amos. So Matt Amos was at the race with Sky Sports F1. He was the one that won the content creator thing. I actually don't watch Sky Sports F1, so I didn't see exactly any of his coverage, unfortunately. But the bits I saw from Instagram looked amazing. So you said he's done a short on this. Let's have a look. Oh, it was a while ago? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, do you remember seeing that? I do remember seeing it, actually. Okay, I'll watch it another time. But anyway, on Matt Amos' YouTube channel somewhere, there's a thing on the kill switch, so go give that a watch, maybe. Because, yeah, that does ring a bell. That does ring a bell. Anyway, moving on to Pierre Gasly's penalty. They're getting moved away from the race now. We're just covering what happened in the last week. Obviously, his penalty was overturned from Monaco. Got his podium back. Now, we talked about this little bit on my late night Friday stream. For me, this is a weird one, right? So, first of all, basically, FOM, who managed the timing system, measured stuff after the Monaco Grand Prix and decided, yes, we measured it wrong. The reason they measured it wrong is because he used the previous year's measurements. The previous year's measurements were based on a slightly different barrier position. The barrier had to move because Cadillac have joined. All the garages are squeezed in a bit more. They needed to move the barrier. Basically, it's an FOM mistake, right? It's an FOM mistake. The FIA, I think, also knew about it. Anyway, they remeasured it. They decided, yes, we messed up. It was wrong. So that opened up for Pierre Gasly to appeal it. Now, to appeal something in F1, the main hurdle you need to clear is for you to bring new information that was not available at the time the stewards make their decision. So if you just point to onboards that they already had, or cameras they already had, or just give a different opinion, they don't care. It's got to be brand new evidence. It's also got to be significant and relevant, I think, is the other two. But this absolutely was. There's new information that literally says the management system was wrong, as I covered quite extensively about a week ago. So, yeah, they appealed it. The FIA undid it and gave him his podium back. The issue is there's multiple other drivers that, of course, took a penalty, had already taken it in the race for this, and so can't appeal it. Now, this is an interesting debate for me, because is it more or less fair to undo one unjust penalty? Because at the end of the day, they made the right decision to undo Gasly's penalty, right? It was wrong. He never should have got it. He did not speed. They was measured wrong. He never should have got that penalty, right? If Gasly was the only one to be pinged for it and they undid it, everyone would be happy, right? It's the right decision. But obviously, there's a number of the drivers in the race that you can't do that. You can't just take 5 seconds off someone's race time. That's not how it works. For example, if you did that and Lewis Hamilton was able to stick with Antonelli, you could end up giving Hamilton the race win despite him having not led a single lap. That's just not how it works. And even more so, George Russell, who he made a mistake and he got a drive-through. So complicated. You can't take the penalties away. But to me, is it not more unfair to not correct one of your mistakes? If I've made 5 mistakes and I've got the option to correct one of those mistakes, surely I should go and correct that one mistake rather than going, well, if I correct that one, it's unfair on the other 4 mistakes. Do you see what I mean? I don't know. I'm quite torn on it. It's the right decision on Gasly, but whether it's fair because the other lot, to me, I think overall it's the right decision. They've admitted they were wrong. They've done what they can to undo it. The rest is racing. That is what it is. Sometimes you get a badly timed VSE, sometimes you get an unfortunate crash, sometimes you get whatever it may be. Sometimes a drain cover flips up from the track and damages your car. Do you know what I mean? This is racing. Welcome to it. Sometimes stuff goes wrong. It happens in all sports. Referees in football sometimes get stuff wrong. To me, this is ultimately the right decision. It's a bit of a farce, and we should never have been in this position, but we are, and I think they made the right decision ultimately. What do you guys think? Can't win? Yeah, I mean, that is the problem, isn't it? It's a lose-lose situation a little bit for both the teams and the FIA. I'd have not removed it, but it's not that deep. But the thing is, like, they have to take each one in isolation. You can't say... You can't factor it on other cars, on other teams. Gasly got given a penalty. They found out that was wrong, and they undid it. That's it. That's the whole story. You can't go, oh, but because this other guy also got a penalty, we're not going to undo yours. That's not how it works. It's unfortunate for the other guys, but they've made the right decision on Gasly. You just have to take it in isolation. It's just how it works. That's the difference between equity and equality. Yeah, that's actually, we're not going to get into that too much, but that is an interesting comparison. It's a very interesting comparison. It was correct, but then when it happens next time, if everyone who gets a pen just says, nah, I'm taking it, we can review it after the race. Yeah, they can. They absolutely can, yeah. They have set a precedent for that, which is interesting. But, you got to decide in the race, is it worth me? Because if it happens on lap 1, right, you're not going to not pit for the whole race. Well, you wouldn't be able to, it's illegal. If it happens on lap 10 when you've already pitted, you're still not going to take it for the whole race. Like, you're going to pit again. You've got to take it in the pit stop. If you don't, as we saw Russell, you get a drive-through. Creator Series would have made the right decision. But it didn't on me in the Creator Series race. That was wrong, surely. That was a measurement issue as well. It's the same penalty, means they can be treated the same. It's not, though. That isn't correct. It is each penalty is individual. They're technically completely separate penalties. It's the same offence, but it's technically a separate penalty. Null and void, do the race again. Gasly pitted again? No, he didn't. Did he? No, I don't think he did. Otherwise, he would have got a drive-through like Russell did if he didn't take a penalty. He went through the pits. He didn't change his tyres. Don't forget, they were forcing everyone through the pits. So, yes, he went through the pits, which is what gave him his second penalty. But he didn't actually pit. He didn't go into his pit box. He stayed out. Did he? Different did he, GB? They changed rules to allow 7 penalties and pit stops to be optional? No, that'd be completely wrong for me. Completely wrong. Oh, under red flag. Yeah, of course. You can't take under red flags. That's probably where he changed his tyres. Very good point. Very good point. Anyway, let's move on. So, I just want to cover a little bit more on the Aduo, the additional development upgrade opportunities for the engine. Basically, the FIA have measured the combustion engines. They decide who's most powerful, and if you're more than 2% off that, you get upgrades. Still unofficially, we've heard that Red Bull have got the most powerful engine. Mercedes 2% behind, they get 1 upgrade. Ferrari are 4% behind, they get two upgrades. But it's not official yet. Red Bull are apparently appealing. They said it's going to be sort of a week to 10 days. We're just sort of waiting for this because I think if Mercedes genuinely do get an upgrade with what is quite clearly the best engine in F1, I think it shows what an absolute farce this is by the FIA. To me, they've clearly made the wrong decision by having this at all. It's the first season of an engine. They should have done it differently. You shouldn't freeze an engine in year 1 of it. That to me doesn't make any sense. You need to control it to some extent. You don't want people going silly with the spending and stuff. I get that, but the engine manufacturers have also got a cost cap now. So yeah, I don't really know why they've introduced in the first place. They've shot themselves in the foot. If Mercedes genuinely do get an upgrade, then it's absolutely wild. Hopefully Red Bull's appeal works and they show the FIA, actually, your measurement is slightly wrong. This is a better measurement. Look, we've got the same power. They're not 2% behind. Mercedes don't get a upgrade and Ferrari do. That should make the championship more interesting because even the biggest Mercedes fan could probably see Mercedes don't need an engine upgrade. So yeah, bit wild. We're still waiting for official confirmation on this though. There needs to be the power unit as a whole. The problem is it's then affected by deployment modes and stuff. It's a bit complicated, and the electrical parts are identical. The only difference really is the software that runs them, which they can change freely. So it does make sense they've done it on combustion only. But yeah, I think Mercedes has been sandbagging to get it. I think that's what's happened. Because ultimately, the Mercedes did have a deployment advantage. That seems to have been largely gotten rid of now. Mercedes did have a deployment advantage, partly helped by their powerful combustion engine, by the way. But again, that's a software thing. That's why everyone's caught up. Same with like the starts and stuff like that, right? We're seeing development. It's just not hardware development. It's software development, which they can change. And look at Honda. Look where Honda have come from. Like, they haven't been able to upgrade either, and they've made massive progress, partly under guise of reliability, but also on the software. Anyway, right, moving on to the 27-28 regulations. So we did get the new regulations announced, what we're going to have happen the next couple of years. And it's pretty much, I think they've cooked, to be honest. I don't know why it's so massive, but it is. Can I not zoom out? Let me zoom out. There you go. I feel like they've cooked. Wait, how do I... I did a green screen. That'll have to do. Deal with it. No, too many. No! Ah! How do I have buttons? No, that's too many. I now do. So they published this. Now this, to me, they've absolutely cooked. I've actually tried this in the F1 game. I tried the 2020 regulations in the F1 game. Now, obviously, the F1 game is not perfect. But it does have a very good ERS system, a very realistic ERS system. And I basically put these numbers in it. Now, what they've done is they've increased the combustion engine power by 13%. Look, take those max power numbers with a pinch of salt, purely because Mercedes have more than 400 kilowatts of power. They've got more than 400 in the F1 game. They've got 425, I think, in the F1 game. They've also got more by the couple of different measurements I've seen that people have done, some analysis people have done. They got about 420 kilowatts, something like that. So, but because although they've worded it here like it's a max power, like it's a power limit on the combustion engine, that's not true. There is no limit on the combustion engine power. It's a fuel flow limit, which is actually not a flow limit anymore. It's an energy limit, the amount of energy you're putting through the engine. Anyway, they put those max power numbers up there as more of an indication, but it's not a real rule. So what you need to look at really is the fuel flow increase. So 5% and 13%, and they're giving you roughly how much that means for power. In reality, we're going to see more like 480 kilowatts for the most powerful engines, maybe even a bit more. Anyway, max power. Combustion power has been increased. They've also increased the harvesting power from 350 kilowatts up to 400 kilowatts. That just allows them to harvest more, both under the brakes and from super clipping. And they've also reduced the regular ERS deployment. This is when you haven't got overtake mode. Now, you get overtake mode in practice, qualifying, and when you're within 1 second of the car in front, as we know. But the rest of the time, when you haven't got a car within a second of you in the race, you only get 300 kilowatts now. Now, this is an interesting one. I think this might create some overtake trains, potentially, a bit more, because you literally get more power. We'll see. I do think they need a little bit of help to overtake, because I think the current overtake mode isn't quite powerful enough. So we'll see what this does. But yeah, again, I've tried it in the F1 game, and it cooks. It really does. It basically completely resolves the battery issue. Yes, okay, there's still going to be super clipping at some tracks, but it's going to be much reduced, because even without super clipping, you're harvesting more into the brakes, you're harvesting more on partial throttle. So that's good. And then also, when you super clip more, which means you need to super clip, as in you super clip more quickly, which means you need to super clip less. Does that make sense? So where before I might need to super clip for 2 seconds to get the recharge I want, with this I might only need to super clip for 1.5 seconds to get the exact same amount of recharge. So yeah, honestly, having driven it in the F1 game, if it's anything like realistic, this is a really good change. We've got a 60-40 power split in the bottom right here, under me, and yeah, it seems like a really good change. They've done an interim with 2027, and I think they've cooked. Although I think we haven't got a massive issue anymore in 2026, this will completely resolve it. Even the bad tracks are not going to be that bad, and the good tracks, like someone like Baku, they're actually going to have to increase the current harvesting limit. Otherwise, they're going to hit it without doing any super clipping. So, yeah, it's cool. F1 2028 is saved. It is. It definitely is. Hey, Hayden. True, Hayden. Not wrong, too fair. Nah, I know France or Spain are good. I know a couple of the good teams, but with there so many teams in the World Cup now, I don't know who. Well, I know who they are as countries, but I don't know. I've no idea if any of the random teams are good. Anyway, moving on to Create Series. Should we do it? That's enough for Real Life F1, I think. Anything else in Real Life F1 I missed before we move on? I'll just have a quick read of chat. To shorten the race distance of 2027, though? Well, have they officially confirmed? I heard that, but I didn't see it officially confirmed. The reason they've done that is because of the fuel tank capacity, but I don't think they need to do that. But I guess the teams would have said they had to. But that is a joke, because the F1 race distances have been 300 kilometers plus 1 lap forever. Forever. Like, Monaco is the only race, pretty much since F1 was invented in 1950, that doesn't run 300 kilometers plus 1 lap. Missing my football analysis. Bar and Barcelona going on rotation. Is that from next year? Is there football on now? I didn't even know. Right, moving on to Creator Series, guys. So there's a few things I want to watch today. First up, as always, we'll go through the things that I've identified that I want to look back on, I want to analyse. Then we'll look back at kind of some of the big incidents, and then we'll look at any other clips that we may have missed in the meantime. So the first one I want to look at is, of course, Lolly versus Ben. Of course, it's Lolly versus Ben. Let me just sort of tabs out here. Now I did see this briefly when I raided Razin afterwards, and he did have a little look at it. So I have seen it briefly, but I do want to have a look at it on stream. So let's have a look. So this is obviously quite a big controversial moment towards the end of the race. Those guys were still in the fight for the lead, honestly. They were only third and fourth, but they were still in the fight for the lead. And they had a big old crash. Now they did have a few incidents, so I'm going to cover a few of these here. I'm not just going to look at the major one, which took them both pretty much out of contention. But we're going to look at a few here. We'll go on board with Ben. I think Ben was the attacker for most of it, but then Lolly did get him back. Let's go find. Oh, this is after it. Where's Lolly? I think Lolly's up front. Where is it that they start boogieing? There we go. So it's from around about here. Bit of a lunge there, but nicely dealt by Lolly. What happens here? A bit pushy. I think that was alright. Just about. Aggressive, but I think that was alright.
P3.
And Lolly backs out. And then he does get the favour returned. I think on this lap. Here we go. I think Lolly goes to a big send here. Oh, yeah. Next lap. Have a look. Hey, Lolly. Here he goes for a big lunge. Yes, it is.
Thanks, Razin.
Not sure what Ben's thanking Raz for. That's actually nice people. I thought it was going to be worse than it was. I thought it was going to be... Having watched that live, as in Lolly went from fourth to battling for second, I was like, Lolly must have gone for an outrageous dive bomb. It was fine. Bit of contact at the apex, but I think that was more caused by all being slowed up by Razin, because I was just overtaking him. Let's watch it one more time.
Thanks, Razin.
I think that's fine. I think just Ben lifts and Lolly doesn't. Let's go and get Lolly's POV of that. It's aggressive for sure, but I think it's fine. I honestly thought that was going to be pretty bad, that move. Oh my god. I thought the move was going to be pretty bad. It wasn't to me. Ben's thanking Razin for being slow. Yeah, I think Ben's initial reactions don't necessarily tend to be too accurate to how he actually thinks or feels afterwards. Yeah, completely fine. 100% fine. And somehow gets alongside Razin. Almost gets him here. Oh, he's having a lot of diff slides. Lolly needs a different setup. Both of these... Oh, that's naughty by Razin. Both of these overtakes, or both of these apexes, rather, he has quite a big diff slide. Watch the car slide. There. And then again into the next one. I seem to adapt my driving style to... And again there. I seem to adapt my driving style to largely not have that. I'm surprised Razin did that. I don't know, Razin, was there previous that made you do that? That did seem a bit naughty by Razin there to squeeze them out so much. Let's go on board with Razin, and then we'll get to their major Lollies and Ben's major incident on the next lap.
Ego retire.
Lap 55. Just a little kiss. Zero reaction from Razin. He's got dirty air. That's not an excuse. It does look kind of like Lolly's backing out, but ultimately doesn't. There's contact there, but Razin's, look, he's already on my line, which is obviously to use the curb. I think that is a bit naughty by Razin there, to be honest. I think that is a bit naughty. Does shove him off there, which isn't great racing. Zero reaction from Razin as well, just lets there completely stony faced. No reaction whatsoever. Bit naughty by Razin, I'd say, on that one. Let's go back to the Ben Daly. Let's watch it on board with Ben.
Kind of meant that I could go nowhere.
Yeah, you can see Razin just accelerates earlier, pushes off track. Oh, bit of a squeeze by Lolly there. That was too much of a squeeze. I don't think he's given fair room there. Yeah, it's too much of a squeeze. If you look, Lolly's almost in the wheel tracks of Razin, which is obviously pretty much the race to the line. You actually can get a wheel on this curb, but he's definitely squeezed a bit too much there. Not great, but we don't necessarily expect the highest of standards in Creator Series. It's not report worthy. Ben using lots of battery yet. Wants to go for it. Oh, very squeezy by Lolly.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Okay.
Rookie error.
We can do that then. We can just do that. That's fine.
Rookie error by Ben,
That's
unfortunately.
fine.
Very poor judgment. Oh, and a terrible rejoin. Very poor judgment we're in there, unfortunately. I think basically Ben's decided here, he's getting a bit duffed up by Lolly. He's not enjoying how he's driving, squeezing him on the apex turn one, washing him out wide here, not enjoying it, and he's going, I'm going to go for this. But he's obviously stolen the dummy here. Look, he's got overtakes, he's boost, sorry. He's always planning to go for this. But obviously it's a lift and coast game. I think Ben just simply misjudges it. And there, just goes for it. I don't think Lolly does anything wrong there. Watch him with Lolly in a second, but just takes them both out of the race. To me, look, before we watch Lolly's POV, I'll say two things. First of all, you don't need to go for these moves in 2026. This is a battery game. You need to outsmart your rivals. These big moves, I'm not saying you should never do them, but is this really necessary? This sort of move works when it's hard to overtake. When it's easy to overtake by being a bit smart with battery, these moves aren't necessary. They're just not necessary. And also, to me, again, we'll watch Lolly's POV in a second, but to me, this is a slam dunk penalty. I mean, they're fighting for third and fourth. The simple fact of the matter is, Ben has taken out his rival. I know he doesn't do it on purpose, but he still takes him out. And I know Ben also gets shafted by it, but you can't just put someone in the barrier like this.
Okay.
They're fighting for a podium here, potentially even for the win.
That's fine.
Creator Series doesn't tend to give penalties, and they only give penalties when it's been reported. So Lolly will need to report this to get a penalty, but this should be a penalty. This is a slam dunk penalty. You know, we can talk about a little bit, oh, I've squeezed you out, I've taken the position, should that be a penalty? You've taken someone out of the race for your own mistake. That has to be a penalty. It has to be whatever Creator Series decide to do, whatever penalty system they're running these days, that has to be some sort of penalty, surely. But let's go watch Lolly's POV, because maybe there's something more that I'm missing, but it's a slam dunk one. Ben's made a mistake and taken his rival out of the race. Whatever happened to him is sort of relevant. He just needs to be punished for that. Yeah, look. I think Ben was probably thinking live that he thought that Lolly had turned left at the last minute. But he doesn't. And the fact Lolly hadn't even lifted yet. Look at his inputs. He does a half lift, a split second before he gets hit. That's crazy. Like, to say Lolly did... Look, I'm not saying Lolly's squeaky clean here. We saw him be a bit naughty in turn one and in this quarter. Maybe a bit of a squeeze. Legal, but a bit of a squeeze. Lolly's aggressive. We know he is. And he squeezed me out early in the race as well, which is also naughty. But, you know, I know he didn't do it on purpose, but the end result was Ben took someone out. That's got to be a whole new category than be squeezing a little bit. That's awful. That's the worst thing I've seen in quite a long time. Like, I've seen lots of squeezes and stuff, but that one's particularly bad. So, yeah, hopefully it's some sort of penalty, because we just can't let that fly in Creator Series at the end of the day. We'll see. Yeah, if Creator Series stick to the previous warning system, it's basically 3 warnings for a race ban. So, or 3. So, first one is a warning, second one is a quality ban, third one's a race ban. If they stick to that, that's obviously just a warning, which is whatever. Creative Series run their own penalty system, but it needs to be something to me. Something. Lolly committed war crimes. Lolly didn't commit war crimes, did he? Lolly squeezed. We can analyse Ben's race if you want and find much more squeezing. He also squeezed me off, but I wasn't going to report that because it's naughty, but it's like, is what it is. But yeah, you've taken someone out. It's a different category to anything else. It just is. It just is. Again, you just don't need it. You don't, like, it's 2026. You don't need to go for those moves. Basically, Ben's lost his head a bit by Lolly being a bit naughty with him, and you just don't need to go for them. Just outsmart them. You don't need to go for those big lunges, those big risky lunges. Because realistically, if I was Lolly, I would have actually lifted before Lolly did. Because Ben's, and I'll break late to make sure Ben has got on the outside of me. So the fact that Lolly didn't lift made it actually a bit better. If I lifted, that depends how early I lifted. If I lifted even earlier, Ben would have seen that and just gone for it on the outside. Or it would have made the crash even worse because Lolly got even slower. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But to me, you can't take someone out of the race with impunity. It's just not on. In any, and it's a mistake. Of course, it's a mistake. But so are a lot of punishments. So are a lot of things. Do you think Antonelli intentionally went over track limits 4 times in the Barcelona Grand Prix? Of course he didn't. It's not like. Do you think Perez purposely parked outside of his pit box in Monaco twice? Of course he didn't. Like, mistakes are mistakes, but they still, if they're bad enough, they still need to be punished. The squeezing is what it is. The taking someone out, it's too far. Too far. Sorry, Lolly, I did see your message, so I didn't catch it. Let me go back and find it. Lolly says, if Tia is aggressive, of course I need to defend aggressive like Tab 1, but it's Ben racing and that's content. Yeah, I don't necessarily think 2 wrongs make a right. But to be honest, by Creator Series standards, I think we're somewhat encouraged to sort it out on track. Like, they've not got league races stewards where one squeeze and out is a penalty. We're sort of encouraged to fight fire with fire on track up to a point. Obviously, you shouldn't take people out, but I don't necessarily agree. I think you shouldn't. 2 wrongs don't make a right. You shouldn't respond in the same way. But I'm also not against it. I think if someone's squeezed you out, I think by Creator Series standards, you're probably entitled to squeeze them out as long as it's the same. Maybe. Don't know. It's an unfortunate mistake that should be punished. Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying Ben did it on purpose. I never have done, because of course he didn't. He just went for the move. He just don't need to. Don't need to. Hit Lolly sent. Let's have a look. You'd rather people report to us and drive dirty on track? Yeah, but Hayden, like, we all know that if I get squeezed out by someone and they go on to take that win and I report it, they're still going to win the race, right? Let's say Raz on the last lap got alongside me enough to squeeze me out, puts me in the gravel, and he just wins the race, right? I get P2 and that's it. If I report that, I still get P2. And if I report that, Raz might get a warning. But to me, as long as people aren't blatantly going over the limit all the time and their driving is just fundamentally bad, and let's be real, we have got multiple people in Creator Series that they do regularly go over what most would consider the limit, and they are never warned or punished or told to sort their act out. But it doesn't change the result. I think it's better to sort these things out on track up to a point. Obviously, if someone takes you out, you shouldn't take them out in return. Like, you shouldn't retaliate. But I think if someone's going to drive a bit dirty against you, I think you're within your rights in Creator Series to drive a bit dirty against them. 2 wrongs don't make a right, and it's not ideal. You shouldn't really do it. But I think Creator Series encourages it, really, with the penalty system they've got, to be honest. Anyway, what's this? Is this not the same? Let's have a look. This is what Lolly sent. Let's have a look. Little boop at the apex.
If you no longer go for a gap that exists, you are no longer a tier driver.
Tier driver. This, I mean, these moves aren't necessary in 2026, but I'd rather see people get outsmarted than people get punted, personally, in 2026. But I think this is fine. It's a bit of a punt to pass. And it's aggressive because obviously Lolly's here. Like, it's aggressive by Ben. I saw they've got a couple of clips of a Karim later on doing similar sort of thing. I think that's fine. By creator series standards, I think that's fine.
If you no
To be
longer
honest.
go for
I think some people do go over the line, but as someone who sees all the reports, they are never reported because people are either too scared or try and do it themselves. Or Hayden, the punishment and penalty system in Creator Series is not fit for purpose. Have you considered that option? Because like I said, I wouldn't report stuff. I don't agree with the penalty system in Creator Series, so I don't want to support it. So if someone squeezes me off, like Lolly did halfway through the race, which was a bit naughty, I'm not going to report that. I'm only really reporting stuff that's really bad. Like, if I was Lolly, I'm definitely reporting that because I'm taking out the race. Like, that's a no-brainer to report the incident we saw a minute ago. But I'm mostly just not reporting stuff because it's not... I don't think it's fit for purpose. I don't think it works at all. So, yeah. That's just me. Maybe no one else sees it that way, but there's a possibility. I don't agree. I'm not saying we should say it. I'm not even really proposing anything. But I'm saying that it's definitely possible that I get squeezed out, I lose the race win, and that I still lose the race win, and that person just gets a warning. I'm not saying that we necessarily need to reverse positions or whatever, but I'm saying that that's a definite possibility. So I would rather sort that out on track and squeeze them out in return than report it, lose the race win, they get a warning, that's it, they move on with their lives. I think it's better in that case to sort out on track. But that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing for a content-focused series. We want to see stuff decided on track a bit more. We'd like to see someone get pushed, and then they push back up to a point because it's a content series, right? We don't want to see things decided in a private Discord channel somewhere, do we? So, yeah. Then get a fast-paced grid drop next race. Well, again, there's not really a formal penalty system. I believe the 3-strike system is how they still work, but it's not formally published anywhere, Creator Series. So in theory, yes, they can. I mean, they have jumped straight to race bans and stuff before when people have done stuff very naughty. Obviously, Ben doesn't stuff that. Frankly, I genuinely don't really even think Ben needs more than a warning for that, for taking Lolly out. I'm not saying he needs to be banned for a race. He needs a quali ban. He needs a grid drop. He needs an in-race penalty. I don't think any of that's necessary. I think just some sort of preventative action needs taking in order to show that is not allowed. That is over the limit, and if that happens again, we will continue to step in. And if they continue their 3-strike system, that's absolutely fine. Give them a warning. Ben then knows, oh, okay, fair enough, yeah, that was a bit naughty. I did take Lolly out. I deserve the warning. And now if he does it again, something similar in the future, he gets a quali ban. And then he's on the verge of a race ban. So even if it's just a warning, I'm not saying that it needs to be more than the warning for Ben. I don't think it necessarily does, but it needs to be something. It needs to be something. You shut down Creator Series to get all sorted out. Yeah, agreed. He needs a penalty. Well, he needs punishing then is what I should have said, Baraki. He needs punishing. He needs something. Because it's just too much. You can't take people out and then just like get nothing for it. Like what sort of standard is that setting? Seriously, like for Creator Series, if I take someone out and then send them 10 quid to not report me, because money matters more than virtual racing, and I don't get anything for it, and I've literally just taken them out because I lost my head for a moment, and to make up for it, I've given them 10 quid, and I get nothing for it. Is that really what the standard we want to be setting in Creator Series? Like, I feel for them because I'm not saying they should review the whole race of every driver, but it's quite a public incident. If it hasn't been reported, I think it should step in anyway, personally. But yeah, a warning's not a punishment. A warning is a punishment because it's a strike system. It's the strike system, isn't it? It's the same thing. Like, if they decide that's the penalty system they're rolling with, it's the first step towards a race ban. So I think it's fine. Anyway, moving on. That's enough talk about one incident. So we're going to move on to me versus Raz on the final lap. Now I actually want to launch the game because I actually want to watch the replay cam of this. To be honest, I think the onboard we watch the onboards as well, of course, but I want to see the replay cam of some of this stuff because it's I think it might show us a bit more about various things. But we'll watch my POV first. Still holding on to the battery advantage. Okay, closed in slightly. We should still have that battery advantage I spoke about earlier. I've been burnt before. And the bigger creator Lolly should know better. Jump out of the way. This is not a race. Well, you might have more live viewers than you, Ben, to be fair. I'm not sure it's a fair statement to say you're a bigger creator. Much as I did have. Yeah, we'll just watch up here because it was all race. It was a really nice race in between me and Raz, and I enjoyed it a lot. I will go for it into here. Really good. He lets me. So Razin actually runs out of battery here, and I just squeeze on the outside, brake late enough. Go a bit deep though. I knew I needed to stay side by side, and that does allow me to get the inside line for the next corner, but use a bit more battery than him there, which puts us about level pegging again with the battery. The slimy corner, Razin backs out, which I was surprised he backs out there actually, because there it's for the win on the last lap. But I guess he was hoping that he had enough battery to get me back, but nice racing as we've seen for many, many laps before that. Then here comes the spicy incident. Down to here, we both use all the battery we've got, which actually turns out to be a similar amount at this point. And here, before we hit the brakes, he's a 1/10.5 back. Is that going to update? Okay, 1.3 tenths back. Now here, I basically brake really late. I'm like, I'm not going to defend the inside, but I'm going to brake late. If he's going to brake later than me, he's going to be going in deep. That's exactly what I do. So Razin then sends it on me. He gets alongside. And if you look, I think Razin said afterwards it's a bit of a squeeze, and it is a bit of a squeeze. But if you look what I do, I straighten the wheel a little bit here. I do react to it. I do react to it then. I'll play it through at full speed at first, but I do react to it by leaving a little bit more room. But it was a bit of a squeeze on the apex, which is why I want to see the replay cam. There's a little reaction.
Oh, come on.
And quite a big hit by Razin. To me, he wasn't making the apex, regardless. We'll watch on Razin preview in a sec. To me, he wasn't making the apex. He was going in deep there. Razin even said himself, yeah, I think realistically, if I didn't spin, if I just pushed you wide and took the positions, I probably would have given it back, which probably tells you everything you need to know. So it was definitely a bit ambitious by Razin. But whether I left enough room or not, let's go on board with Razin first. Okay, he's making a racket in the background. Hold on.
I don't think we're going to be able to get him on the straight. So I'm going to have to sit back for an 20.
Here we go. I watched the whole thing, so it was such good racing. So Razin said into turn one, he
Right, here we go, final lap, chat. Final lap.
he accidentally burnt a bit too back or didn't lift enough.
Thanks, 3 tenths behind.
Yeah, look, he's not lifting. He didn't lift at all. So that's what did it for him.
That's fine. Let's get power.
And yeah, he runs out of battery. 0 battery, that's what allows me to gain on him. Smart defended by Razin there, good positioning of car.
To run out of barrier, though. Oh, what happened?
And I just managed to stay alongside to get the inside line. I was surprised to see Razin back out. I thought he was going to try and hold it.
I'm so surprised I ran out of barrier in that corner.
But he definitely was a bit quicker than me on raw pace. Oh, a bit of boost on the exit there. He got lower wings. His battery actually lasts a bit longer than mine, so he is pretty close here. And again, I said this live, I don't begrudge him going for this in the slightest, even if it results... I mean, he didn't deserve P3, he deserved at least P2 here. But I don't begrudge him going for this. That's fine. That's fine. It's actually the first time I've seen Razin's POV. That's fine to me. That's fine. Because it's definitely a squeeze, but you could use the curb.
Too much.
The contact isn't caused by my squeeze. The contact is caused by him braking too late. We'll watch the replay cam as well, because I'm interested to see that. But
Too much.
it even says at the time too much. It's a bit of a squeeze. I'm not gonna deny it. Of course, we're gonna squeeze a little bit. He's gone for a big dive bomb last lap for the race win.
Wow, we're gonna use our
But
P2.
it was an ambitious then. I don't begrudge him going for it, but it was ambitious then. I think this is fine.
Too much.
Yeah, leaving just enough room, and that's what I try and do when someone goes to big dive with me. I try and leave just enough room for them to make the mistake, and that's it. We'll find the replay though. Yeah, we're gonna look at Vince's race. Vince was complaining afterwards. We're not moving on. Get the replay. We count this as a self-report. Okay, bear with me, there's a lot of laps to skip through. Watch it all for me, shall we? Yeah, you can see Razin getting a little bit on the brakes there as I lift. That's what made the difference for charge. Making a slightly wider line there. Burn the battery now, Horizon's out. Deep, not much grip out here. I just managed to square off and get enough of exit. Use a bit of boost here to get back alongside. Lift, still lifting despite the battling. Get in there. Bit of a slide on exit, that doesn't do any harm. Big lift there, bigger lift than Raz in there. There we go. Yeah. I think it's the same for me. Don't think it's changed anything. Yeah, I always leave room. It's a squeeze. It's a squeeze, but I've left some room there for him to be able to make that mistake. And I'm looking at the angle he's coming at as well. He's just dived in and just hit me. Look at the correction here as well. So turning in, like, you know, there's the correction there. Just hesitate on the turn in once I've seen he's actually going for the send. Be able to leave him just a little bit of room. And then get a bit of contact. But yeah, like I said, regardless anyway, he was always in a bit deep there. So unfortunately he spun. He was always in a bit deep there. I don't begrudge him going for it, but it just doesn't work out. Oh, he almost gets wheel to wheel me. If he gets wheel to wheel me, he doesn't spin there. That was pretty close. Yeah. Red arrow don't turn. Well, it's red arrow leave a bit of room, isn't it? That's what I did. Yeah, yeah. I think it's a bit of a squeeze. It's probably not a cards, but I think is fair. It's definitely tight. It's definitely on the limit. There's no doubt about that. It's a big squeeze, but just like he's always going to go for the dive bump, I'm always going to go for the squeeze. It's the last lap. I do leave him a bit of room. It's not like I pretend he doesn't exist. I do leave him a bit of room, but he's going to go for the dive bump. I'm going to go for the squeeze, and that's it. You blame Vince? What? When? Him as Silverstone. Is that our village? Didn't Vince just pretend I wasn't there? Was it me? I think it was me. I'm pretty sure Vince just pretended I wasn't there and turned in anyway, didn't he? Is that what happened? And or I was alongside a lot earlier. The same move. Let's go find it. Find it. How do I find it? Find it. Need to get a clip you won't remember. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I do remember this being a big bit of drama, but I don't remember actually what happened. Is it this race? This was a video from 3 months ago. I feel like it's towards the end of the race, is it not? We've got Vince in front of us now. I'm in the stream. I didn't need to be in the stream. Oh, it's going to be on the video. That's actually annoying. I wanted to be on the video. Right up towards the end. Right towards the end. After the safety car? Yeah, safety car restart, wasn't it? Backed off. Have a look.
Green flag.
Get the bin, Vince, buddy. Yeah, I think obviously whether I was alongside enough to deserve room is a point for debate, but he never plans to leave room there. He never plans to leave room. It's not the same because there's zero reaction to my send. Zero reaction to my send. But whether I'm alongside of there to deserve room. But I think from what I recall from Vince's POV, he sees it coming. And he gets a proximity hour and just does nothing about that, whereas I do something about it. And this is actually I know you guys would tend this to be against me, but this is actually a really good example of exactly what I meant at the time. Is that even if you think someone shouldn't have gone for a send, that doesn't mean you get to just ignore them. You've got to give them room, which is exactly what I did on Razin. I know that I've braked late. I know that if he's going to brake late enough to get significant alongside me, he's going deep. And yet I still leave a little bit of room despite the very unwise send that's going to end up in a crash, as Razin said afterwards. I knew he had to. I don't think I helped. It's actually a really good example of what I expected Vince to do. You don't have to jump out the way, but just leave a bit of room. Just leave a bit of allowance. Look, I react to it. Look, with the turn there. I delay the turn in. I leave a little bit of room to the apex. I am not denying it's not a squeeze, but I do react to it.
Come on.
You've got to react to a send, and I do react to the send. Vince doesn't react to the send. It is a good example. I know you guys think it's a gotcha, but it is a good example in my books.
Oh, come
Even if you think someone should have gone for the send, because I know that Razin, if he's out breaking me here, he's going to be going deep. He's going to be shoving me off the track. He's not. This isn't going to be a fair move. But yet, I still leave him the room.
Oh, come on.
And yes, it's a squeeze at the apex, but I do react to his move. And Vince doesn't react to my move in Silverstone.
Oh,
Remember
come
that.
on.
If I don't make contact, you hit the apex? No, look. There, look. I'm wide. I'm sliding as well. I'm wide. Oh, come on. Anyway, as I said, it is a squeeze. It is a squeeze. There's no doubt about it. Just like Razan's gone for a big send, I've gone for a squeeze. And that's it. But I do react to it, and I do leave a little bit more room than I otherwise would have done naturally. Anyway, moving on. So, what else have we got? Oh, yeah. I'll look at Ben's race start. Because if you call at the start of my stream, start my race, I was very, very tempted to start on hards. Very, very tempted to start on hards.
Do that, that's fine.
It's the strategy I wanted to do because I knew that the hards were the worst race tyre. So I was like, I want to start hards, get them out of the way early so we've got the better tyres for the end. But in fact, there was someone in chat at the last minute was like, yeah, but the race start. And I was already considering it, but I was like, do you know what? Yes, you're right. Like, I don't want to get a bad start. I don't want to risk losing. I'm in P4. It's not bad. I don't want to lose 2 or 3 positions off the start. So decided against the hards, whereas Ben was pretty much the only one to decide the hards.
Good luck,
There's 2 people in the whole field to
Good luck, everyone.
start hards.
Round 2.
Let's see. Now, in this game, normally, the launch off the grid is a lot worse on worse tyres. So let's see.
Let's go.
A lot of wheel spin. Yeah, there you go.
That's like
Look,
a
who's
bad
that on the
start as
left? Karim's had a flyer.
Yellow.
And Ben said Safso had a bad start. Oh, no, it wasn't Safso to his left. But yeah, not massive, not as big a difference as I thought it was going to be completely honest. I would have definitely taken lose 1 position off the start.
Cold tyres, cold tyres, cold tyres. Got AI behind, blocking
And
us.
be on hards. But I think Ben
Blocking
loses
everyone
1 or
else,
2 more positions here. So let's see what happens afterwards.
I'm going to have the white flags up pretty early, I think.
He's saying cold tyres. Oh, bit of a hit there by GB.
Just completely destabilise the car. It's a bit not very nice. Can we stop
Ben
touching
does
me,
squeeze
please?
in then in response, which I honestly think is fair because GB did basically just send a punt to pass there.
Go, go, go.
There he goes.
Goodness.
GB has hit Ben there and
everyone else, I
unsettled
think.
his car. It is a punt to pass.
I'm going to have the white flags up pretty early, I think.
There, like that's
No?
you. After doing that, you've got to sit behind. You can't take advantage of the hit. It's as simple as that, really. So the fact that GB's gone for this still, and maybe GB would argue, well, I never actually took the position there though. Look, I waited,
Destabilise the
but
car.
ultimately he actually remains side by side the
Nice.
entire
Can
time
you stop touching me, please?
after that, and then gets the move done. I think that's a little bit naughty from GB there, but yeah, not really Ben's fault for losing that one, to be fair. Although maybe he'd lost it
There we
anyway
go.
with the hards. Let's see if he loses any more, shall we? He does. Vince
And battery.
gets him.
There's a lot of tricks that we can utilise.
I'd rather GB go than battle me more and slow me down. Or you'd probably rather him not hit you in the first place, to be honest, Ben. Ben's lifted there on Vince, trying to hold it.
People have taken out braking boards already.
Nice by Vince to hang on the outside there. I think most would have backed out there. Very nicely done by Vince. We're down to P9. You see, P9.
Tyre 4. Racing, I think that.
And the hards were such a bad
crucial.
tyre. Ben's just getting him out of the way here. He's not trying to go, oh, they'll come good. I'm sure he did say it at some point, but got back. But
I didn't get.
yeah, so I was right. Lose a couple positions on the hards. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, off the line at least. I think I could have gotten away with taking the hard to the start, but obviously I'm not going to complain about my strategy. If someone's fast, they want to go past. Oh, well, have it in Monaco, Ben. What happened there? That's not what applied there. All right. Now, I want to see what happened to Matt 212 because he's my teammate this season, and we do still need the Constructors' Championship after round 2. And I've never won a Constructors' Championship, so it would be very nice to win one. But he told me previously that he was gonna get P2. He didn't say that. He told me he was gonna get P10 every race. That's what he told me. That didn't happen. He series stream it. So he did almost 30 over 12 hours of streaming. He did because he also he also streamed some of the endurance race, I guess. This Magello. An endurance race? Anyway, whatever. F1, we're on F1. Get that on my site. Right, well, because I saw him pitting near the end, which can't be an optimal strategy, so I don't know if he had a whoopsie or something. Okay, so pits under the safety car. Comes out P12, not bad at all. Some points for that. Then something happens that means he pits again. I assume he gets damage at some point. Then gets him, so does Ricky. Is he actually... Oh, he runs out of battery. I'm going to say smart to go on the apex and goes too much on the apex and gets some grass. I don't know why he's on hards, to be fair. I guess he had to, so maybe a poor strategy was the main thing. Oh my god, he's getting sent everywhere. And kick on the outside, backs out. Yeah. Saf's on the same tyre, to be fair. Yeah, he's already down to P16. It's the fact he's on hards was the biggest issue. Nice switch back, though. Trying to hold it. Not quite. Yeah, I think Matt hadn't... Oh, Adam's got it as well. Matt basically hadn't done his research here and doesn't realise how bad the hards are at Spain. It was clear to me from the VSE data, actually, that the hards were not a good race tyre to be on. So that's why I took them as soon as I could. But I want to take them the first stint. So does he just pit because he's out of the points anyway? Does he hit Safso?
Oh, who was it? Safety car.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for
Safety
now.
car.
Everything's looking good.
This is Ben and Lolly's whoopsie.
Oh, Lolly! Drama.
Yeah. It's back up to P16 on the brink of the points with the car in front with the same tyres.
Anyway. Yeah, it's from point.
Yeah, so he just decides I'm not getting points anyway, which is an interesting decision, but you do get a point for fastest lap. But unfortunately, doesn't get a point for fastest lap, so ultimately, probably the wrong decision.
Yeah, it's just what he's
I don't begrudge him for going for it because the race wasn't going too great at that point, just a slightly dodgy strategy, really. So I thought it was going to be an incident. I thought it was going to be something to review there. There wasn't. It's a slightly dodgy strategy. Wait, at that point, wait, are you saying? Wait. Are you saying that at that point he still needs to use the softs? Is that he had to pit? Are you serious? Has he got? Surely he hasn't got the strategy that wrong, has he?
No threat of rain for the
No, he started on hards. He didn't even need to be on hards.
Chop, 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 chop.
Hold on. He started hards.
Okay.
Then he's on mediums. Wait, was that mediums? Yeah, he's on mediums there. What's he done? Biggest strategy bottle in the world. Why the hell has he not gone softs here?
Able to get softs to the end from here.
He doesn't even get softs on the bro. Come on. Matt loves to make videos of setups and stuff, and doesn't want to promote setup shops. He doesn't agree with them, and fine, that's his own personal opinion. But bad mistake. Bad mistake. He didn't think he'd get softs to the end from here. To me, because I've got access to setup shop data, VSE setup shop data, it was a no-brainer to go soft at this point. I've had race 4 where I've gone, oh, it's bad timing, I can't quite get softs to the end, you know, yada, yada, yada. That didn't even cross my mind in this race. I knew the softs could easily make it to the end from here. I was like, yeah, of course I'm going softs. Didn't even cross my mind. Did not cross my mind that was a bad thing. And yet Matt's got, no, they won't get to the end. He's adamant that you won't get them to the end. That's mad. Stop, he's already dead. LTV not sharing data. Hey, I've invited him to be a VSE affiliate, but he doesn't agree with it, so that's his own personal decision. Wow.
Don't say the game's broken.
And then he goes hards, which is just a bad... I presume he didn't... No, he must have 2 sets of hards. So he's chosen the harder compound choice at the start. That's a wrong decision. He started on hards. That's a good decision. Then got mediums. And if he went softs here, he'd be cooking. Because if he starts in P12...
Like that,
and a few people in front on mediums, I think he could have got another top 10. Pure strategic bottle. Pure strategic bottle from Matt 212. That's a shame. Oh well. Right. And then I think there's one more thing that I've noticed that I want to look at. Oh, yes. That guy Vince. I want to see why. So basically, after the race, that guy Vince was... I'm not going to use the word upset. That's dramatic. But basically, he was saying that the standards were really bad. The standards are really bad, and that people need to sort their lives out, basically. I didn't experience that. I was mainly battling with Razin. I had little battles with Lolly and GB and Maraki and Karim, all of which were really clean. It was a really clean race from my point of view, but Vince did not enjoy it, particularly after the safety car, I think, is what he was saying. So let's just watch the end of Vince's race and see what it was like in the pack a bit more. So this is GB safety car restart. He completely forgets to use boost at about here. Well, there you go. You see his light stop flashing. That allows me to get him.
GB had a honker restart.
Love that phrase. Absolute honker. Does he go for it here? No. Vince does get him pretty soon. Report everyone. Yeah, everyone should report everyone just as a catch-all, just so the creators whose admins can decide what they want to do. Vince does get him soon. Kind of straight, is it? He's not even fighting. Really?
Focus on the driving.
Oh, bit of panic there from Vince by going on the curb. Doesn't get him yet. Is he going to get him into here though? Yeah. Oh, that was close to his rear end, but nicely judged. And GG's. All right, so that was squeaky clean.
Got that, didn't I?
What else happens here?
That's boost mode.
Ben comes through.
I cannot save my fucking battery right now. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay. Maybe it's frustration about ERS for Vince more that he just didn't have any batteries, so everyone was going for lunges on him, but Ben's move was in the straight, squeaky clean.
Okay, you're catching
This now,
the car
GB
ahead,
from
but
behind.
remember, we need to
Oh.
get to the end of the
See,
race
that
at least.
is a perfect example of why I don't run the virtual mirror. I hate it. It makes it look like people are going to hit into you all the time. I don't know if it's the field of view or something that's off.
Catching the car ahead, but
Like
remember,
that
we need
would make
to
me
get to the end
panic.
of the race
And I know you probably get used to it, but I
broke a
also
little
know
early
it's
there, I saw a
I
bit-
know it's bad for viewers to be looking back all the time. But
Thing to move to the inside
it makes me
line.
panic. I don't like it.
Whoa.
Retained for now.
So much happening up here. You see how much that Apex I would have got taken out. Oh my days.
Was very close. Big move by Karim.
I
Again,
made
you
that
don't really need to
Apex,
go
I
for
would've
this
got
move in
taken out.
2026. I think we're going to start to see the dive bombers start to come a bit unstuck in 2026 because you just don't need to go for them. They're risky and they're exciting, but they're risky. You saw what happened with Ben and Lolly. I think we're going to start to see the dive bombers not be the meta, so they're going to start to come unstuck a little bit more. I think. Like Karim. Karim's a bit of a dive bomber sometimes.
days.
Ben's a dive bomber.
If I
So
made
Krim
that
also,
Apex,
I've seen this
taken
before
out.
with Krim. Krim here goes for a ridiculous move on Vince.
Yeah, like, it's just insane.
But ultimately clean. It's very aggressive, but it's ultimately clean. And Vince is now losing his head a little bit and using battery to stay alongside. This is not wise through that. Is that going to allow GB through? Certainly burning all his battery. Nicely done, but he's gone deep. Oh, very deep. That's the Antonelli line.
Oh my god, just shove me into the Apex, why don't you? No problem.
That's okay, don't you? Bit of a squeeze, but he's on the curb. He should
Oh
never
my
be on
god,
that
just shove
curb.
me into the Apex, why don't you?
Yeah, a bit
No
of a squeeze
problem.
by GB, but I think we can file that under rubbing his racing. To be honest.
Fucking hell, man.
And GB's out of battery now. Didn't get him easily. Almost gets Krim as well. This is where Nick Fly starts to come to the fore, by the way. Nick Fly was looking like he was going to get a podium for a bit, which would be an unbelievable result.
What's happening?
Oh, Nick Flies gets him, but I guess more battery. Yeah, these guys have got no batteries, having to save. Oh, Nick Flies! Nick Flies!
What is happening?
Ah! Absolute filth! That needs a mature content warning, that does. What a move! These guys have been burning batteries to battle each other, but it's not just that, he just outbreaks him on the outside. What a
What is
move!
happening?
That was... I don't know if someone else is driving on Nick Fly's account or what, but the old Nick Flies on previous games didn't have the facilities for that, I'm afraid, but that was a beautiful move. I watched this race on a whim on Saturday and ended up being obsessed. I even watched my first F1 race yesterday, beginning to end, and I'm saving up. Oh, wow. Sleepy King, you're very new to the scene then. Interesting. So you just sort of casually feel like, what's this? I'll have a little look. And you thought, oh, whoa, this is actually interesting. It was a very good race on Saturday, to be fair. Yeah, ERS strats a little off. I've got a video coming this week on ERS. ERS strategy is quite off for Vince. From what I saw up in the top 4 or 5, most people had the ERS strategy pretty good. Good enough that it's marginal. But Vince's ERS strategy is a little bit off. On this here there.
I ain't got the battery for this shit, man.
GB all over him.
Gap to your teammate behind.
You see, yeah, just not obviously enough.
I don't have the battery for this shit. Is everyone in the same position with me with the battery?
So right now it's battery that's
I
frustrating
can't
Vince,
save
not really
anything.
the battling. Yeah, your quite lap was really nice, Razzie. And Raz, I think your battery was pretty good.
Like I'm doing
There's a couple of tiny
ridiculous amount of
optimizations
like,
I'd make to your
fuel.
battery usage, but we're talking very minor. Oh, hello, Big Slammer GB. You like those?
Someone's in the gravel.
That's the lolly and bed incident. That's nice. That's clean. Vince was really upset with the battling, but I think he's upset with his battery usage more than anything else. Basically, Vince right now is in Verstappen mode.
Lolly
My
and
car's
bed, both
bad,
of
the
them.
battery's bad, I hate everything, F1's terrible, everyone's bad, everyone's dirty, horrible racing. There may be more to come yet. There may be more genuine horrible racing, but so far it's just bad battery
They've got to
by
play the long
Vince
game.
that's causing it all. Nudge from Tom 97 there, I think.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now.
Yeah, I am bubbling with it. Well, I'm going to make a video on it,
Oh,
so everyone
shit,
can watch
sorry,
that
GB.
video. I'm not trying to hide it.
Oh,
I kind of wanted to...
Fuck's sake!
Watch that again. Yeah, I kind of waited till after Barcelona just to check that I hadn't missed anything, but I have done my research on the ERS, and I do think my strategy is the best strategy. Certainly for harvesting. I'm not sure about deployment, but yeah, I'm gonna make a video on it. I'm not trying to hide it. I just wanted to wait to Barcelona to make sure no one's got like something secret that I'm like, wait, hold on, what's this that I missed?
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Oh shit, sorry, GB.
No, since GB.
Oh come on! Fuck's
Is he
sake!
in hot lap? Let's have a look. In the bottom right, you can see his deploy mode.
No issues
Does he accidentally go to hot lap, or does he just get too much on the throttle?
Keep taking care of them.
Oh shit, sorry, GB.
No, just gets too much on the throttle.
Oh come on! Fuck's sake!
Again, a lot of frustration, but it's all Vince. It's not. Again, perfectly clean. Look at that. Beautiful
Oh, just
by Ryan.
fuck off.
I respect that a lot. I respect that a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Oh,
I hate this new battery style, man. So much.
just sell something to F off because you're just absolutely done with it. I respect it a lot. Oh, it's great content, man. Incredible. Still no dirty driving at all, though.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We'll go back to that. Watch this send by Tom in front. Ooh. Hold on. This is Nick Flies and Krim going side by side. Then GB sticks his nose alongside Krim. There's a bit of a squeeze. They make a bit of contact. That puts Tom wide and off track. That'll be a warning. Probably. Sent by Tom. Gets a stop, though. He was very fair with him there.
Oh my god,
that's
GB.
bad. Yeah. Bit deep there from GB. Tom's still holding on to it, though. He put on the curb. No, he doesn't. A little bit. That's okay. This is clean. A little bit deep by GB in that previous corner, but it's pretty clean. Just room there by Tom 97. Tom's using a bit more batch down this straight now and goes for it on Karim.
Oh
deep
my
though.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, what is these standards, dudes?
Okay, so he is now starting to talk about standards. That wasn't great by Tom, but it wasn't disastrously
Oh
bad
my
either.
Jesus Christ, come...
Tom should have
Fellas.
backed out there, probably. Okay, we'll see if the standards get worse. Ryan says, I'm just sat there thinking I'll stay behind and wait for an incident. Well, we'll see if it pays off for you, Ryan. You appear to have 6
Tom's
extra
out of
penalties.
battery, come on. I'm barely gaining on him. He was out of battery and I didn't gain.
I think everyone should be running
What?
kilometers an hour in the F1 game. I think it should be the default, in fact, no matter your region. Kilometers is the official language of F1. Vince just dumbfounded there by the battery, not understanding it. I think Vince genuinely, to be honest, I think Vince could benefit from watching my first CRS video where I tell you about it all and how it all works and what everything does. And then my next video upcoming about how to use it, I think he should watch both of them. Oh, here comes Ryan.
Ryan, you have 6 seconds of penalties. Don't waste your time, please.
Look, I'm in two minds about this. He's right. Ryan's just going to get in the way because he's going to finish behind. And I get it. It is frustrating, but Ryan's completely entitled to go for this. It's frustrating when you get overtaken by someone penalties, absolutely. But Ryan is entitled to have his own fun here. We're in a content race. Just because you've got 6 seconds penalties, you should now just dribble home to a P8 on track, should he? It's frustrating, I do get it, but he's completely entitled to try and fight through, I think. English sport, miles an hour is good. Is it an English sport? The governing body is French. The owners are American. But most of the teams are based in the UK.
Echoing for the battery. I could have... Look how much fuel I have left over right now for the Lyco I'm doing.
Yeah, I know that.
0.87 up. They're alright. They feel better than they look, to be honest.
Love that Nick Flies is chilling up here. It's incredible. What's the point of just staying behind and losing like 5 positions if that makes it? Yeah. Yeah, and you are right. For your own selfish race, it's not like you've got a massive 20-second gap behind, so you're guaranteed to finish P8 anyway. You obviously want to try and be a few seconds up the road by overtaking a few people to lessen your penalty. So it does just make sense to overtake, to be fair. 3 Brits on the podium. F1 is British. All right, yeah, fair point. Fair point. Right now, F1 is British.
Right, this is going to be a bit sketchy.
Ben fighting the cars behind helped Ryan, did it?
They've both done very well to avoid contact there.
Ben doing that on purpose.
Oh, GB
Squeeze
moving
over.
over the...
Not on the brakes. He did
Well,
stop
Tom's
himself, though.
alongside him there. Jesus.
By my rule book, GB's entitled to do that, but I don't know if everyone agrees. Oh, that's GB going a bit deep. GB has got the elbows out here. What are we going to do here, lads? Yeah. Thought we would. Oh, Vince. Because he's so frustrated with battery, Vince probably should have gone for it there.
Surely
He's
they're
getting
low on
frustrated.
battery.
No, Tom's clearly low. I think Vince is still very much stuck in the 2025 battery system. He's thinking, well, if they've got no battery and I've got battery, I'm definitely going to get them. But it's quite as clear cut as that in 2026. Like, understeer there. And softs. I guess they're fading softs now. Okay, a bit of battery only gets him. Oh no, he resends it. Whoa! Nicely judged by Vince there. Oh, hang on. Goes for it again, apparently. Ah, Tom's on hard, I just noticed. No, Vince just goes deep.
Just to piss off.
Vince is having his own skill issues that are frustrating. A bit of battery use there as well. It's going to leave him not much again. Maybe I'm too nice and just not go for moves and sit back and lose spots.
This is a
Maybe
brutal
Ryan.
track to manage the battery, isn't it? Really brutal.
Was Ben purposely helping Ryan then?
I ain't gonna have the battery.
Or not?
Oh, you want that side? Okay, sure.
Ah, you see. Vince missed a trick here. You
I
are...
ain't gonna have the battery.
You don't have to go over because someone's gone for a gap that doesn't exist. Here, drive straight. Drive straight. El Rey was the master at this, by the way. Looking like he was going to defend. So you go for the outside, and then just you go for the outside, he straightens the car. And there's not a car's width there. So you go for it, and there's no room. El Rey was it was actually a very good strategy by El Rey a lot of the time. So here, just drive straight, and he's got to go on the grass. You might not get the move done.
Oh, you want that
But there,
side?
he
Okay,
comes
sure.
over.
Okay, no worries. Because I've got to save my battery from making the move. It just... I'm getting past...
We're talking about battery. Again, I'm not seeing the standards be bad here, though. I don't know what Vince was talking about. This is something at the very end.
We're
We're going to town in front. Reactive. No, because it's not. You're driving a straight line. I started coming over. No, nothing says I have to keep coming over. I can just stop coming over and drive in a straight line. It's completely legal. Yeah, Fabio, we are very lucky that you weren't in attendance.
I'm 1.26 over.
Could have been over
on
for a lot of
fuel.
us.
I started -3 down, by the way.
You break an extra 50 meters for every corner, don't you? So you've been cooking. It's fading away now. Standards are literally fine. I don't know what Vince is talking about. Hold on, what happens here? Whoa! Wow! What a move by Nick Flies! Sorry, who? What kind of diet is Nick Flies on, please? Right, let's go back again. I want to see GB and Tom battle in front.
Teammate behind, 8.0 seconds.
Nicely done. Very nicely done by both of them. The Nick Flies. I think he gets a wheel on the grass here when he goes on GB. Maybe not. But then it gets a stop for the apex though. It doesn't go deep, even though he's braking. Hold on, bear with me. Even though he's braking from all the way over there, he still brakes just the right time to get it stopped and not hit GB. That's incredible. That is genuinely top tier driving. And whether he gets moved on or not, I don't care. That was beautiful. I'm holding outside of GB, squeezing a little bit, but ultimately leaves the room. Last lap now. Again, I don't know what Vince is moaning about. These standards are, frankly, these standards are good by any standards, but even by Creator Series standards, these standards are good. Well, hello. Or is there something here that frustrates him? Let's see.
Do you want to push me anymore? Wow.
Yeah. Vince is frustrated himself here. He's blaming everything and anything. He needs to look at the squidgy bit between the wheel and the seat, because that's all on Vince. There's nothing there that needs a moan. There's a few little squeezes here and there. It's a good run here. And look, Nick squeezes. Nick absolutely squeezes, but he squeezes perfectly. He doesn't squeeze him off the track. No, he comes over. But look, ultimately, just about the car's whip. Look at the racing line. Look at GB in front. This is the racing line. Vince has left the perfect amount of room. Oh, Vince, sorry, Nick.
Do you want to push me anymore?
And then, I don't even know what Vince is complaining about there. He just goes deep and slides. His tyres are more gone than Nick's at this point. So, setup doesn't look the best because he has quite a big diff slide there.
Wow.
Yeah? I thought there's going to be some drama there I need to review. There's no drama. Vince is the drama. Vince is the problem. All right. So, that is all for the things that I personally wanted to watch. But I have had a look at the stream notes, and I've actually made a couple of clips. I didn't get around to making all of them, unfortunately. So we are going to have to go watch some VODs to find a few of them. But there's about 15 or 20 clips here, maybe 15 clips here that I want to watch as well. That Great Series lot of I've managed to find and put in the clip book. Understeer? It was oversteer. It was the diff slide there. We had to correct it, which put him wide. Which was frustrating. Yeah, which is completely fair. Like I don't think all of his comments there are completely fair. Like he's obviously finding it frustrating, and I get it. But then to say in the Discord afterwards, moaning about the about driving standards, it's a bit odd. That's not what was wrong. It was a skill issue. Anyway, so first up, let's have a look at Karim's 5-place grid drop from qualifying. Now, we need to talk a bit more about qualifying because, unfortunately, at the moment, and we're hoping this gets changed in a patch, but who knows? At the moment, though, when there's a yellow flag in the bit of track you're on, you lose overtake mode. In the race, this is not a big deal. In qualifying, it is a big deal because it costs you power. It straight up costs you power. It's a bit more complicated than that, but fundamentally, qualifying, it costs you power. It costs you straight line speed. So basically, people need to keep up the speed. People need to keep up the pace a little bit. Waiting and stopping causes yellow flags and causes people to lose overtake mode and to lose power. Karim apparently was constantly trying to avoid the yellow flags, but he was doing a terrible job of it. He gave me yellow flags and cost me overtake mode on my ended up being my best lap, my middle lap of the session. And here he does a similar sort of thing. Just look, waiting. Like, what are you doing? Get on with the corner. Waiting. And then sees Meraki and waits more. And now he's just sat on the apex, causing a yellow flag. Like, just terrible driving and qualifying. And in doing so, just flicks Meraki and gets a 5-place grid drop. Honestly, probably deserved. I mean, Meraki actually wasn't on a lap, it turns out, but he just made contact with somebody by going too slowly by sitting on apex. It's a deserved penalty. And that's without even factoring yellow flags. So, just bad driving, unfortunately, by Karim. It's a difficult one because obviously he's being nice here. Although he's done it badly, he's trying to get out of the way for people. And it's a difficult one because now people that are being generous and getting right out of the way for people, it's actually a bad thing. They're causing yellow flags. People need to keep up the pace a little bit more now. And not slow right down on track because it causes yellow flags. But it's a difficult one because you can't begrudge people for getting clearly out of the way unless they're doing yellow flags on purpose, which I don't think anyone is. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. It's a very weird one. The J1 was bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he wasn't on a lap. You didn't know that, and you've gone. It's a mistake. You've gone too far in the apex. It's not the end of the world. Obviously, realistically, it's not really any contact. Didn't cost him anything, but yeah. I had slipstream. Yeah, well, slipstream is more powerful than I realised. My quality lap it felt bad, but it was reasonably quick, and it was purely from slipstream. So, yeah. But again, the fuel is a good example. Like, do we now need to introduce a rule that people aren't allowed to run out of fuel in qualifying? Because as soon as you run out of fuel, no matter what pace you're doing, you cause yellow flags. It's a bit of a weird one. It's going to be frustrating for people. In an ideal world, you set a rule that says you're not allowed to run out of fuel in qualifying, and don't go too slowly. But it's impossible. It's impossible because sometimes you misjudge it slightly. You have to slow down to make sure you're not holding somebody up, and then boom, there's a yellow flag. It's impossible. It's a really difficult one. I hope F1 EA sort it out and just stop yellow flags taking away overtake mode, and in which case it's not an issue again. But it's a game issue, really, not a driver issue. We can mitigate it by just keeping up the pace and qualifying and not by running out of fuel. But yeah, it is what it is. You weren't on a lap, were you, Jake? Am I mistaken? Were you on a lap? My head would have been on Mars if I got a 5 places, Jake. Oh, you were on a lap. Oh, well, you're like half a second down, Jake. I think I. Oh no, yeah, you invalidated. I think Ben's right. You invalidated. I'm pretty sure you weren't on a lap, Jake. Correct me if I'm wrong. What would you rate the Racing in Real Life and Create Series with these races out of 10? I like it. I don't know about out of 10, but I think it's better. I think it's much better in real life. Much better in real life. I think Create Series already had pretty good battling, but I think it's good. Yeah, so Jake validated. I thought so. This is why I set an early bank when Ego retired. Yeah, I did watch your lap, Razin. It wasn't quite good enough to watch during this clip back, I'm afraid, but it was a good lap. It was a good lap time, and your Ego retire was a bit wild to still get pole. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, moving on. So this is a bit of a crash at the beginning. Greek Jokes is involved in a crash here. Now, obviously, because this is a Creator Series, people lose their mind when there's an AI car around. But what I will say is, this one, I don't think was that. I think this one was the AI losing their mind, because Tom97 up, I don't know where he is, up here somewhere. Is an AI control car. I think he's just in front of Ryan there. I think he's that car there.
I'm sure there'll be.
Yeah, there he is. So this car here is Tom97, and you just watch Safso here around the outside, and look, Tom97's AI just drifts wide into Safso, who's minding his own business. Look at the amount of space the AI's got, and just hits him. And that just spins Safso into other people. And Grid Jokes most picks the way through, and then get some secondary contact, and then backwards onto the racing line. Quite a big crash actually, but not a lot. Yeah, Grid Jokes could have done. I don't really know what happens here. Who's on the outside? Is it Adam? I think it's Adam Sanderson. No, it's not. It's Concept.
Whoa.
Oh, I bet Adam accidentally goes in the middle here.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think that's what Adam accidentally goes in the middle. They pinch. They both slide into each other, and then one of them spins. I think that's what happens. Let's go on board with Adam to see. Before we do that, let's go on board with Safso. So you see what I mean by Safso. I was expecting here to be Safso to be stupid with the AI, but he does nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong.
Bypass the anti-cheat and get on with you. Whenever this game used to load quick, it never does. Yep. Come on. Load for me.
Classic Tom97. Look, I know everyone does their content differently, and I get it, right? Why is bro in VC with an open mic waffling through, oh, my game's launching. Oh, it's not launching very quick, guys. Guys, oh, I've got anti-cheat. Oh, guys, my game isn't launching. Shut up, bro. People are doing the race. I don't know they can deafen, but do you really need an open mic for that? Shut up. Seriously. Oh, my God. This is why I'm not in VC. Just absolute waffle. Serious? Why? No one cares. You're not even in the race right now. Listen to it.
Bypass the anti-cheat and get on with you. Whenever this game used to load quick, it never does. Yep. Come on. Load for me.
Come on, load for me. Shut up! Mute your mic. I don't get it. It's wild. Anyway, that's enough rants in. And obviously, he does a lot of league racing. He has a race engineer. I get it. Some people like to talk to what's going on, but for me, it's absolutely mental. It's absolutely mental. Anyway, right, let's get on with this. So,
Whenever this game
yeah,
used to load quick, it never
Sapso, I
does.
haven't been watching because I've been too busy distracted by the waffle. Sapso does nothing wrong. He leaves
Come
the AI
on.
playing room.
Load for me.
Like 100% on the AI. Like 100% on the AI. Unfortunate for Sapso there. And he's fortunate to not have any significant. Oh, he actually does get. Does he get floor damage from that?
Yep. Load for me.
I didn't know that was a thing on standard damage. Floor damage.
Taking a little damage.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Oh well, RP to Sapso. And then, oh yeah, we're gonna go on with Adam. I assume Adam just went up the middle here to kind of cause this secondary. I'm under my browser. Yeah, I know his username off. Oh,
Oops.
where's your thought, Adam? Highlights. Oh, you uploaded it separately. I can literally never do it on Twitch. Here we go. Perfect. Go back a bit though. 33% floor damage. Wow, brutal.
Jesus, death.
All right, let's
Death has
focus
occurred.
now for the rest of the race.
Excuse
oh, no,
me.
Adam was one on the
Are you okay?
outside, so it was actually concept. Nick flies. No, it's Nick. No, concept. It was
Jesus,
concept.
death.
All right, let's
Death has
focus
occurred.
now for the rest of the
Yeah,
race.
just one of those things. Like, oh, we'll go more concept. I'm pretty sure concept just gets a bit caught on the inside there. Adam go around the outside. I don't think anyone does anything wrong. 24-hour stream? Oh, fair play. 26 hours he actually did in the end. That's crazy.
Oh, what am I doing? What is going on with these lobbies? Lads? Oh. Shit!
Wow, because an hour goes by so quickly. Where the hell is Create Series? Right track. Series.
That's nice.
Not 133, but there's so much fucking time, it's unreal.
So. Where is Create Series?
Shit, just food. Cakey, what's your name? Quick.
The Gillon trim. We were talking about his hair in the
Disposal?
stream. There we go. At the end. God damn. So, sorry, are you telling me that Concept 7, the Creator Series, having just streamed for 24 hours in a row, that is madness. Fair play to him. Absolutely fair play. One thing just doing a few open lobbies for 24 hours or time trial grinding or something, but to do Creator Series, mad. Must have been exhausted. Was it him just being a bit tired that causes this? Let's see. Very slow blink.
Well, that is an optimal. Fucking hell. No damage, no damage, no damage, no damage. I don't care. No damage, please. Brothers, what the fuck is going on? I'm a sandwich!
Huge racing incident.
Jesus!
Huge racing incident. Nothing he did wrong at all there. So yeah. I actually want to look at live timing actually because this should still be most recent for the most recent race. So we should be able to see Sapso's damage here. There you go. Yeah, 33% floor damage. Brutal. Did Ben end with damage? Ben repaired his damage. Did Lolly end with damage? This. Might be Lolly. Probably wasn't the point to know that. Right. Okay, no one's got damage, so. Anyway, right, moving on. Okay, we've got one called Lolly and Razin battling hard. Let's have a look at this one, shall we? Now, I had a few choice words for Lolly in the race. I felt like, and I felt like this before as well, Lolly's not very good at going for the moves where he needs to go for the moves. In fact, I think I may have even said at one point, how has Bro won a championship? So So let's see what happens here. He definitely is over the limit when he wants to be, and he's reasonable defending.
Sicuro.
He's okay at defending. But he
Temiamo che
just
non ha
doesn't
la
seem to be able to go for the moves when he should. Apparently,
What's
from
our
this
call,
up onwards, we get a bit of battling with the guys in front.
Bravo, usa. Usa che sta la tua rovina.
Battery here. They keep going for this move. Boom, bit of battery. Go. Yeah, okay. Not much though. Interesting, just a little bit. Oh, a little bit wide. Just about keeps it clean. See that here? I'm not supposed to go for big moves here because we're lap 7. It's on worse tyres as well. Lap 7, worse tyres. There's no need to go for big moves. Makes sense to just chill here. Apparently there was a battle there. Was that all it was? Grid. Wait, that's the grid jokes. Lolly and Razin battling hard. Lap 7. Yep, that was some hard battling there. I've seen this might be. Ben wing damage off Fimex. Okay, so have a look at this. Lap 15. Yeah, I did start getting the clips for this, as you can see. All the clips here are all the ones that I've got, but I just ran out of time to get all of them.
Didn't get it.
15. I didn't realise Ben got wing damage a separate time.
Yeah, we're so close to the lead right now. We're going to make big inroads from here on out. Look how much they're fighting, guys.
Whoa.
Fucking idiots.
Okay, you've got front wing damage. This will have a major impact on performance unless you box for a new one. Green flag.
Have control of your car. You're spinning that way, then spinning that way, then went back left again. Well, I guess I'm pitting then.
I get the frustration. Have control of your car. That's incredible.
We're going to make big inroads from here on out.
Yeah, it looks to me like he probably accelerates longer than he should have
How
done.
much they're fighting, guys.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because I saw Benson's afterwards. We're
going to make big inroads from here on out.
Spin off to the left.
Look how much they're fighting, guys.
So at that point, obviously, it looks like he's just going to go off to the left. At this point, though, it's quite clear he comes back, and Ben still stays on throttle for still full throttle. Now he started lifting. So I'm not going to blame Ben, but he could have reacted better to it. This was avoidable, and normally Ben's pretty good at avoiding incidents. I wonder if he's a bit desperate to try and catch the cars in front and not lose momentum and hope that Phoenix was going to spin off. But yeah, not good reactions, but I'm not going to blame him for it.
Fucking.
Yeah, frustrating for sure. Right. Next. Yeah, I'm not going to show. I want to show more of mine and Ryzen's battle, but we'll leave that to the video because it was really good, really clean all the time. I really enjoyed it. Ben's switch back on GB. Okay, so I've got GB's clip here ready to go.
Man, that sucks.
Agreed.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Now, that looks like a bit of a squeeze to me by GB. Ben comes out top anyway, but to me,
here we go.
That does not look like a car's whip.
Right. Here we go.
Think, like that. He's probably put Ben on the grass there, but the fact Ben comes through, maybe it's not quite that. It looks like a bit of a squeeze to me. You're a bit frustrated. This is just after the safety car restart. So he's a bit frustrated, but everything's left enough room. But let's go ball Ben and find out, shall we? Perhaps it again. Fine.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep.
Ben's old mate. Must get past it at some point.
Guys, now we have pace in this race. Now we can use it.
That's what I like it, Ben. Perfect. You don't need to go for big, aggressive dive bombs. Just get a battery. Just get past people.
Give me space. That's not space, is it?
Nah, yeah, I agree with Ben. That's not great. Look, it's not the end of the world, but it's a squeeze. There, Jimmy goes to the inside, so Ben goes on the outside, he's clearly alongside, and then look, he's just putting him all the way out there. And Ben does indeed go on the grass a little bit, and he's literally just touched GB, so it isn't a car's whip. GB just hasn't left the car's whip, as simple as that. I'm surprised they managed to pull it off despite getting the grass on the tyres, but it cleans up by the apex. So, yeah, thankfully Ben comes out on top anyway, which is the deserved result after the bit squeaky we gave there. So, yeah,
Lovely,
not great.
2
Didn't
spots.
quite leave enough room. We've seen Ben's... Did we look at Ben's moves on Lolly before? Was frustration's a good move? Yeah.
Give me space. That's not space, is it?
In this clip,
Frog
we've got
Vince
some...
now. And I feel like we've got a big advantage.
Ben gave us a bit,
We've got a big
moves
advantage on the cars
Lollies,
ahead, I
so
think.
Have we seen this or not? Oh, he deletes it, is it? No. Yeah, see, this is very aggressive. I think that's okay. Yes, there's a bit of contact, and yes, I prefer to see Pino racing than that. I think me and Raz and showed what was possible in this race, but I think it's alright. That's fine. Holly was smart. And it's aggressive. But ultimately, there is room there. It goes a little bit deep, but there's a little bit of contact. It leaves you on the exit, just. It's just the classic Ben Daly. It's a bit over-aggressive, but it's fine. Fine. Next thing is when he gets double overtaken, isn't it?
Thanks, Radson. Kind of meant that I could go nowhere there.
Squeeze you saw earlier. This is when he deletes him, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Now. Oh. Oh. Hello, chat. Hold on. I mean that. When big contact with GB gets past both GB and Vince. Okay, let's have a look at this. Constant more lolly turn. No, Ben goes deep. Ben clearly goes deep. It's fine. It's a bit over the limit by Ben, but it's fine. Oh, a bit of grass. Oh, that's an interesting one because this looks the same as Ben's, but I mean, it's fine to go on the grass to get a move done for me. I think that's okay. But again, it's very aggressive. But then with grass on his tyres, it does affect you more this year because it stays on your tyres for longer. It looks like he's going deep there. Ultimately, doesn't. No, he does.
Oops.
No, he does go deep there. Again, just unnecessary. You don't need to be this aggressive with 26 cars. Just don't need to go for this. Like, it's very similar to Ben's move. It's all right because he ultimately leaves room, but it's just over aggressive. You just don't need to be that aggressive. You just don't need to see this kind of like argy-bargy racing anymore. I'm happy to see some big moves, but these sort of slightly dirty moves, you just don't need them anymore. You don't need to do them. Just don't need to. So not great from Crim there. Oh wait, I think there's more actually. There's more. Sorry, I forgot there's more. Oh yeah, we did see this, didn't we, on board with? We did see this on board with Vince earlier. So then Crim then goes for an even worse dive bomb on Vince. And again, it's ultimately clean. And again, leaves him there. Like, he's not being dirty. It's just over aggressive. Now he's got 0 battery. But he's fortunate the cars behind battle pretty hard, so he has a bit of a gap down the straight though. So he doesn't get overtaken. But look, he's literally got he hit 0 battery here. I mean, that's ridiculous. He should have got overtaken 2 or 3 times here, but the cars behind battling hard. Stop that happening. In fact, G behind also had no battery. Vince almost gets the both of them just because he had some battery. So yeah, it's just like. In what world, from this situation, are you going up the inside? You shouldn't be doing this. Like, you've got a red proximity arrow. When he comes across, yeah, okay, it goes right there. But look, there's a slide there. There's a bit of contact. GB was still alongside. You've got red proximity arrow. In what world do you get the right here to come across and go for a dive bomb this late? It's not good. It's not good. And then to go for the dive, he was kind of forced to go for the dive on Vince. Vince did some trick quite early, but it's just over aggressive. It's just not necessary. You just don't need to do this.
Oops. Put them in the grass.
It's not necessary in 2026. Outsmart them. Don't just shove them out of the way. Not great. Let's go on board with GB just to see what I was talking about there. So he's only just alongside, but he is alongside. I know GB is a bit frustrated by this.
Grim just hit my rear. No, Grim. Bro.
If GB does that, he does just drag on you when you go for a big move, but...
Oh my god.
Yeah, you see,
Jesus,
that's a
bro.
better example of it there, of how naughty it was, because... I mean, he's wheel to wheel here. It's front wheel to wheel, but still,
Oh my god.
just forces his way through.
Jesus, bro.
Upsets 2 people in the process.
That was not smart.
Not smart way of them, to be honest. Like, GB shouldn't be burning battery here. But I get it, he's just been done dirty by Chrome, he wants to get him back, but...
Oh my god. Jeez.
The thing is, I guarantee you, from here, I'm probably going for the send on Krim, and Ben is definitely going for the send on Krim, and that means they've put them to 3 wide. And from this point, if it's me or Ben in GB's shoes, Vince is going in the gravel.
Oh my god. Jesus, bro.
So, yeah, just not really smart to burn the battery, but Krim was the worst.
Oh my god.
In both situations, not great. This is Rocket League. We've seen Nick Fries on board with Vince. Lorry time that we've seen, kind of seen all that stuff now. We've seen that as well. Tom and GB round 2. Back on board with GB. Literally lap 61. Yeah, I think
Grim just hit my rear.
himself would have sent in GB shoes. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
This is so bad.
And then Vince is going in the gravel.
It is such an awful experience.
Right, lap 61. Oh, just missed it, I think. Oh, hello.
Yeah, Alex a second. Oh. It just lifted and Tom went for it.
Didn't see it going there. A lot of battery though, so a little bit of burn here is okay, but again, like, you're just burning right up to the back and it flies.
Nice, Tom.
But yeah, that was nice. Burn here.
Tom showing he's
There.
able to cleanly go wheel to wheel, as usual.
Loads of room given.
It's a good fight, man.
This is alright, because they've got enough batteries getting down the straight.
I think he turned in. It's fine anyways,
you
getting
do it, not
contact.
All good. Nice battling. Nice battling. All caught on battery, basically, with GB lifting and Tom went
That
for
was
it.
nice.
Should have enough batteries getting down the straight, no problem. That's Tom's very quick. Oh, good, see.
Yeah, I got more battery than him.
Nick and GB go. Oh, we're back on board with GB. Should we? Nick and GB way back now, lap 64. GB show now. Had the Ben show, we had the Vince show, now we've got the GB show.
So hard to do anything.
They were dragging people potentially. Oh, you did the GB in that situation. Like, don't get wrong, he was going deep, but there's no attempt by you to avoid you know, to give him a bit of room and to not hit him. Like, it's fine. It's just F1 game stuff.
So hard to do anything.
You got an iRacing though, you ended up in the kitty litter, but it's not iRacing, so it's just F1 game stuff. Go with deep. Oh, bit of contact, it's all good. Nicely done. Is Nick going to go back for it though? Of course he is.
Oh.
Nicely done. Gets him a bit deep there, didn't like GB squeeze. But
Okay.
all good, left him enough room. Bit naughty
it's just
maybe
crazy
coming
racing.
through after basically hitting him out of the way. What? Madness.
Fair play,
Did not
Nick, bro.
expect that, but now he's got no battery again. Not lifted much. Should be able to recharge enough to get him down the straight though. No, well. No, all good. All good. Yeah, definitely some battery management we're seeing in this pack, for sure. Like, I'm not saying it's disastrously bad, but definitely a lot of battery management. But we'll see. Maybe in the future I'm involved in a pack like that where everyone's attacking each other and I have to do the same. So I'm interested to see how it goes. But yeah, not the best battery management by anyone there. But yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Is that it? What? Okay. Excuse me. Why is... I think it's fixed. Hacks exposed. Yeah, I know, right. Is that it? I think that's it. Tony turns up to create a series to farm clipbook appearances. Yeah, he does. True. You know, he gives me a shout out as well when stuff happens. Adam versus Ricky. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Is that? Where's that? Oh, someone just put it in the cheat. Adam versus Ricky collision. All right, so look at this. Oh, I need to look for the stream clips channel as well. I should have I should have checked that the VSC rank race has gone off properly because it's new season. So first VSC rank race just started. We had 108 people sign up for race 1 across 5 splits. And we did have 22 people per split. Oh, I kind of wish I signed up now. Kind of wish I signed up now. Wow. Every single split has got more than 20 people in. That's a test. That's a test. We'll see what happens in VSC ranked then. Very interesting. We're just on displays, but... anyway, right. What's this? Bit of a squeeze there from Ricky. The battery despite having none. Oh.
Oops. Not my fault.
Must be some previous we're not aware of there. I just go back to like, do we need to do that? Like, bro, you've been done. You've got no battery. You can burn everything you've got if you want, but and then go for a huge dive bomb. It's not good. Not good racing, is it? I mean, like, I think on the previous year's game, you get away with it a bit more because you go, oh well, you know, that's how you overtake sometimes. But with the batteries game, you don't need to do this. So this is nice by Adam. He's made a battery. Great contact there by Ricky on the apex. Adam does nothing wrong. Let's use a bit of boost here.
Oh, okay, Ricky, bloody, buddy.
Skill issue by Adam on exit, obviously, but.
Buddy. Oh, okay, Ricky, bloody, buddy.
Of course, it's carnage behind you. Who gets deleted from that? I've got some other POVs here. I'll go ball with stuff, so other people get caught up in this, unfortunately for them. Oh my god, how close was that to wing damage? So we'll absolutely take that. Who was it in front? Was it Fimex? Fimex just... I mean, Grid Jokes is basically stopped. I don't think we've got Fimex's PV. We've got Grid Jokes is.
Final lap. See.
That is the final lap as well. There you go, this is a good view of the send by Ricky. It's final lap actually, so big send's okay on the final lap, I think. Didn't clock through as a final lap before. It's obviously too much though, regardless. Like, but I just think the concept of a big send is okay on the final, particularly the final lap where batteries doesn't matter so much, but it's obviously too much. Adam does move a bit in the braking, but Ricky, it's just too much of a send. Adam has a skiddo shot exit. Look at the physics in this game. His car there goes from 120 to 50 to 70k in like 0 time, despite having 2 moving cars colliding. That's unfortunately catched out Fibex behind and stuff, so just avoids it all. Yeah, just not great. And we'll go on board one more time with Ricky. Not great. Like, I don't mind the move for last lap, but he's gone too deep. For me, if Adam survived, and it's a skill issue that Adam didn't survive, if Adam survives, I'm expecting Ricky to give this place back, but I don't think he does. That contact's all on Ricky. He's what the battery's got, but it's okay on the last lap. Aggressive, but just too deep. It's too much. It's too much. And he doesn't even leave room on exit, for God's sake. Like, let alone... Like, it's a weird one. To me, technically, as long as you always leave a car's width, it's fine. You can go deep at the apex, but obviously there's a limit to that. But he doesn't even leave room at the exit. And okay, there's a bit of contact which drags him a little bit wider, but... It's always a dirty move for me. It's always dirty. If Adam doesn't have a skill issue, I'm expecting Ricky to give this back. As it is, if I'm Ricky, having seen Adam's skill issue, I'm probably driving on.
Oops.
Oh, wait, Adam is still directly behind, actually.
Not my fault.
No, Adam is still directly behind, so actually I probably would try and give it back and just try and slot in between him and Safso. I thought Adam dropped back because of his whoopsie, but he didn't. If he drops back, you kind of go, well, if I get a penalty, I get a penalty. I'm just going to crack on with it on my last lap, but... yeah, I would expect him to give that position back, but I don't think he was going to. Right, is that it? Anything else I've missed? Because that was a good one. Oh, I need to look at the stream clips channel, don't I? But that was a good one that I missed. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, chat. Boom Clips channel. Not too many this week. Yeah, should exit. Yeah, I mean, it was bad from him, but obviously it was a skill issue from you to spin, but yeah. It's just like Ricky can go deep at the apex, but not razz in. Well, there's a limit, isn't there? Like, I mean, technically speaking, he's fine to go in a little bit deep, but also you've got to get ahead to be able to do that. You can't just be slightly alongside and then just push them all the way wide because you've gone deep. That's not how that works. Okay. What have we got? Oh, there's clips and I realised. Free Joke says, my luck. Let's see what happened to him here. Oh, this is the start. We've seen this already. Start ready.
I'm sure there'll be a huge Storm 97.
Outside overtakes is Y93. It frustrates Vince. Oh, yeah. This is what with Vince, haven't we? Nice move. Look at that room. Perfect room given. Very nice.
Hello. Cheeky overtake round the outside. Woo!
Hunk's loving it. Lap 1 laughing faces concept. No, we've already seen that as well. That's the AI carnage. Church song, thank God for the safety car. What does this mean by Ricky? I guess he's down at P18, wasn't he?
Virtual safety car in uso. Rallenta e mantieni positivo in
Surely he has to stop
Virtual
to upgrade
safety
it.
car in uso.
I guess we'll upgrade it anyway.
Ti ringrazio, mio signore, non ho più paura. Ti giuro su Cristo.
We'll assume that's some sort of Italian church song. Very good. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Ben versus Law, lap 56. What does this even mean?
Bandiera gialla.
Is this the rejoin?
Oh, sorry, scusa, Fimex, scusa.
That's more like it. Like,
Vai.
and even lets him go. Like, what? This is more like it. It's so much more like it. Go stop Fimex.
Bandiera gialla.
Completely fair. Gets it stopped right on the apex. Almost cutting the corner even. And then he thinks it's contact his fault. He doesn't realise that it's the cars rejoining, doing a bad rejoin.
Oh,
Lolly and Ben both doing bad rejoins.
Scusa, Fimex, scusa.
And then lets him go. Very fair. Too fair, if anything, to be honest, from Ricky there. Versus Fimex lap 58. The Ricky show right now. Last Ricky clip. Ricky not at fault, we'll let him go. Yep, stay ahead when it's actually his fault. Yeah, I know, it's a bit strange, isn't it? It's just battery. Fimex is low. I don't really understand the flashing light. Because Fimex isn't out of battery, clearly. Zero defense though. Just about enough room given. Nice. Nicely done. Okay, one more. Ricky versus Ben. You know me. I can't miss a Ben clip. Ricky versus Ben lap 1. Sign me up. This is the last Ricky clip. Zero battery. Different coast with Ben going for you. That's brave. A bit of a squeeze on the apex. Does get punted wide.
Not this time, Tia. Not this time, bro.
Oh, hello. How about this time?
Stagli sotto. Appena fa un errore ci riprendiamo la posizione.
Leave me some space, please.
Too much of a squeeze on exit. I only see that from Ben's POV. This is an interesting one. I only see this from Ben's POV. I think it looks to me like Ben goes for a bit of a half move turn 1, but then Ricky does squeeze him. Go. That's on Ben. That's on Ben actually. Ben does get enough, enough alongside. That's enough alongside. And then Ricky squeezes, but gives the right amount of room. But Ben just goes deep and just washes that into him. I mean, look where Ben ends up. I know there's a bit of contact, but the contact's caused by Ben. Just goes deep here. And then look where Ben ends up. Like, where's there going to possibly be room there? So, not great by Ben. Ricky did squeeze, but he squeezed fairly. Then goes for it here.
Fuck me.
Kind of forced to by Adam behind. Oh, Ricky just stood still. So it looks like a bit too much of a squeeze by Ben on the exit to me. Yeah, he just drives straight towards that curb with a car there. Not great. It's not like he's taking all the curb. It's just a little bit too much of a squeeze on the exit. Here, look, just straightens the car and just accelerates. And look, we can all do that. Like, you know, we could all accelerate much earlier, plan to use more track and be like, look, I'm ahead. But like, it's just not clean driving, is it? But we know what to expect from Ben. Right, moving on. That's the last Ricky clip because we've had so many Ricky clips. Snake pushed me off 2 times. What is this?
Bro. Alright, bro.
This is Meraki. Ah, yeah, that's too much by Meraki, clearly.
Alright, bro.
Meraki was hoping this was going to be kept in the locker. Well, that's late on the brakes. Big diff slide. Oh, come on, Meraki. Come on. Come on. This was a head loss. All right, sign me up for Meraki's POV of this. Sign me up for Meraki's POV of that. That is not great. Lap 48, I think we are. There's a head loss, even better. So there's more to review than I expected today.
Literally everyone is...
Have to say to go restart. It's literally on the save to go restart. Every time Nick reserves, Jake turns in. Oh my god, look how cold his tyres were because he's on hards. Smart to not go for it on Ben since he's on hards. That probably is the right decision. Very cold as well. Ah, it's way too much. He leaves a little bit of room, but not enough. Much of a squeeze.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now.
What the fuck, mate?
There was a bit of contact there. There was a bit of contact there. And I did spot that by Nick. He does absolutely launch it.
What the fuck, mate?
I think that's okay. I don't think he deserves to be squeezed off track for that. Clearly, it's a lost head for Jake, and he just pushes him off track. I don't think he deserves that. Apparently, he gets him back at some point. Not. In the straight. Oh, hello. Yeah, I like it, Nick. I like it. I like it, Nick. I like it a lot. What I like here is he could have got revenge. He's gone for it. Meraki's been fair to him that time, left enough room. He could have just driven off track here. Like, have some of that back, buddy. But no. He's given him just enough room. Perfect. I like that, Nick. I like that. Told you 2 wrongs don't make a right. Nick's proving it there. That was really nice. That was nice. More from Nick. Overtaking GB, Vincent, Karim. 55. Oh, this is pure depression. You look like you were struggling from the early laps, to be honest, Jake. I got you, and you sort of didn't even fight that hard after a couple of attempts, and then you just disappeared. Who's this? Oh, wow. Ah, go on, Nick. Saw this more than a couple of people before, but what a move.
Fuck.
One word review there from Nick. Okay. One more clip from Mango, unless there's anything else you guys have got, but one more clip from Mango.
You know what?
Are you okay? That was a nasty hit. Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
Bro thinks F125 is realistic. Very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, is that it? Is that it? I think that's it. I think that's it. We've been live for over 2 hours now. I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I wanted to race in VSC rank tonight, but I did think I probably wouldn't get time. But yeah, absolutely awesome. We had over 105 people sign up for race 1. We had over 250 people sign up to this season, I suppose. This rank reset. 278 people in the end. And yeah, over 100 of them registered for tonight's race. 108 people across 5 splits, which of course normally would have been 6 splits, but because of the increased car count, it's only 5 splits. But yeah, absolutely mad, absolutely mad. So excited for VSC rank this season. Meraki depression? What? Yeah, Alex getting self-glazed is over. Yeah, unfortunately so. Unfortunately so. After manage my battery. Yeah, I mean, Jake's going to be cooked this whole game, right? Jake was always had 0 battery from the last game. Anyway, as I said, guys, I'm going to get out a ERS video this week. The deployment is... I don't think I've got perfect deployment, but I think I've got very good harvesting. I think my harvesting is very good. My deployment is pretty good. I'm sure it's not perfect. I'm sure esports drivers will be doing something different this time next year, but or whenever the esports will be. Presuming esports will be start 2027. I would like to see it in the off season on the winter. I'd like to see esports start in like December and run through to like February. That'd be sick. But yeah, that's it. That's it. When do you think they'll fix the quali glitch for the AI? What do you mean the yellow flag thing? What do you mean for the AI? Yeah, Jake's never been good at battery. Jake's so cooked. Then Vince was the same. Vince was getting really frustrated in that race. I think GV's battery management wasn't necessarily that smart, but again, he was in a lot of traffic, so not sure. Not sure. Anyway, right, that's it for me, chat. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed. I will catch you guys. So, slightly changing up the way I stream. I'm going to be only live for F1 in general 3 times a week. We're going to do Create a Series on Saturday. We're going to do, I don't know why I'm doing it in reverse chronological order. VSC ranked on Friday afternoon. I might occasionally do the odd VSC ranked in the evening, but generally not. I like to try and spend some time with my wife. We're going to do Challenge Tuesday on Tuesdays, which will probably be some sort of career mode where we mix in the challenges. We've got Antonelli career tomorrow. We're going to do all 5 races and 5, I think it's 5. All 5 races tomorrow and finish up that career mode. But then we're probably going to start a new career mode for a Challenge Tuesday. Not necessarily, but I want to bring back Challenge Tuesday just to do something a little bit different each week, just to keep things interesting. So yeah, that'll be Tuesdays, and obviously Monday will be Clipbook. So I guess technically 4 F1 game streams. But yeah, pretty much just keeping it to that at the moment. Just purely because I don't want to get burnt out with the F1 game. I don't want to get to the point where it's like playing the F1 game just because it's new 5, 6 times a week, and it's just too much. And I'm kind of like, oh, got to play it again, or like, oh, what am I going to do this week? How am I going to make it interesting this week? I think if we just stick to that, it's going to be interesting anyway. Video wise, may not always make a video of VSC ranked, depending on the race and stuff. I know a lot of people like to see the highlights, and I get it, but it's one of my worst performing videos. It's always like 8 or 10 or something like that. And you need to try and, with YouTube, you need to try and concentrate on getting 5 or 10 or above. So yeah, that's the stream plan. Mondays for Clipbook, Monday debrief now, including the real life F1. Might change that up still, but definitely Create Series Clipbook. Tuesday is Challenge Tuesday. Friday is VSC Ranked. And then Saturday is Create Series. That's the plan. That's the plan. So yeah, that's it from me, chat. Thank you for joining me. I'm late, but have a gripe. Go on, Tom. I'll delay the end of the stream just for you. I want to hear this gripe. I want to hear the gripe. That was ages ago. Why has bro not got the gripe? Tom, are you one of those people that goes to someone like, hi, can I ask a question? Or, hi. Then when they come back like 5 minutes, they're like, hi, how are you? I'm good, how are you? Good, thanks. Can I ask a question? Get on with it, just answer the question. Ask the question. Are you one of those people, Tom? I suspect you are, based on the fact that there's nothing in chat. So I'm going to assume that was some bait, and I'm not going to wait any longer because this is taking the mic. But yeah, that's it for me, chat. Thank you for joining me. I'll catch you tomorrow. I'm going to start a little bit earlier, 2 p.m. UK time. I'm also going to try and schedule those streams ahead of time on YouTube because I think it's probably better for the algorithm. So yeah, 2 p.m. UK time, guys, tomorrow. I haven't seen a YouTube chat in ages, by the way. Is YouTube just dead, or is my chat just not syncing YouTube chats? What's going on here? Where's my actual YouTube dashboard? Here we go. I think just we haven't got much going on. Yeah, we've got 91 people watching on YouTube, but YouTube's more of a TV first thing, isn't it? So chat is a bit less active on YouTube. I think we just haven't had a YouTube chat in a while. Interesting. I thought we were ending, but certainly starting waffling like I do. Oh, is it the waffle you had the issue with? Well, maybe you should take it on board, Tom. Maybe you should take it on board. EA got patched yellow flags in quali. It kept cutting overtake mode when people are simply getting out of the way. It's frustrating. Yeah, agreed. We've been speaking about it in the EA Discord, Tom. Go have a look. We fed it back to them. I agree. They should stop the yellow flags affecting things. But it is what it is. They may never change it, so we haven't got any control over it, unfortunately. We've reported it, that's all we can do. Right, that's it for me, chat. I'll rate something on Twitch, so if you watch it on Twitch, but I will catch you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. UK time. Look forward to it. Catch you then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.